Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. My
Good
goodness.
Evening, good evening, good evening.
Yep. So Jewel says she's not going to be here tonight. She's going to fight with Verizon. Eagle Lover, thank you very much for the happy birthdays. I'm going to be 50. The big 50. Blockchain, thank you for the happy birthday wishes. Silver Lining, hello. Rickster, hello. Terminator, hello. I think I said Silver Lining. Yep. Rain Country that said that she's going to give me a violin for my birthday. Yeah, and if you read down in here, we were talking about it. Yep. Rain says, sorry we missed last week. It was a nice day, and we were trying to get some outside chores done before the rain returns. Well, the good news is we didn't have a live last week because we were at the Midwest Preparedness Project, which we'll talk about, but we weren't here anyway. So, Terminator, thank you for the birthday wishes. I told Rain Country that I was going to play the violin for you. She thinks you're going to love it. Greatest name on the internet, as Rain Country says. Half Bubble Off Plum is here. There's a special person. So you guys see up there, Julie Jackson. That is my aunt.
Julie Jackson.
Yep. Hello, Miss Julie Jackson. How are you? This is her first live. I sent her the video with Callie, and yeah, well, that's right. You know, I just thought she would really appreciate it. So, Mr. Rain's here tonight. Good evening. Let me see if I can get down here. Pack Rat. Good evening. See, Skanes Girl, hello. Tambra, hello. MJ from Wisconsin, hello, and thank you for the birthday wishes. Gypsy, hello. You are not late, man. You are right on time, and thank you for the birthday wishes. Dana Green says she's not working tonight. Yep. Well, welcome, Dana Green, and I'm super happy you're not working tonight. I'm trying to catch up here, guys. Starla Dope, good evening. Let me see. Mr. Congable, hello from Iowa. Hello, neighbor.
That's a neighbor, yeah.
Yeah, Iowa, depending, I guess, on where you lived in Iowa. But ACM, good evening to you, and thank you for the birthday wishes.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Martin, hello. Long-time listener, first-time caller. You guys, Caleb's a good buddy of mine, and, you know, they've got a beautiful family, live not very far from me, and they do a lot of things the right way. Still, Roz, good evening to you.
Choche.
Yeah, Choche, good evening. Happy birthday. Thank you for the happy birthday. Starla, thank you for the happy birthday. Jesus, thank you for the happy birthday. Yeah, Chris Wright says the struggle is real. I believe it. Carrie Davis says happy birthday from Arkansas. Thank you guys for the happy birthday wishes. It's super, super cool.
Eagle Lover is on the ball.
Yeah, I'm curious how you guys knew it was my birthday.
But
I'm wondering how they knew.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Unless it came up at camp out or something that it was coming up.
Maybe.
Because
Grateful Hearts, thank you for the birthday wishes.
We got to spend some good time.
Yeah, Grumpy Acres. I thought it was your birthday, man.
No.
Yeah. All right. What do you got on your list? It's actually not my birthday. But...
I had your birthday on my list. Tag's birthday is Monday. It's his big milestone birthday. Yep. He will be 50.
50. Can you guys believe I'm going to be 50?
I can't believe you're going to be 50.
Man,
that seems like a old number.
Still, Roz, thank you for the birthday wishes. Grumpy's 84, so everybody knows. Yep. OPSEC, don't reveal our sources, says Eagle Lover. Yeah, that's all right. Young. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Young.
What you got? What do you want to talk about?
Okay. Well, this is today's Cinco de Mayo, right?
I don't know. Is it?
Yep. 5/5.
I worked all day.
May 5th?
Mm.
May 5th? Does that ring a bell to you?
No.
May 5th will always be in my memory.
Oh, it's your dad's, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So it's the anniversary of B's dad's death.
Yep. 9 years.
Isn't that crazy?
9 years he's been gone. Man, you know what? That's crazy because you never get over it.
Mm-hmm.
You just get used to it. You get used to them just not being there. Sorry, I took your pen.
You're okay.
But
keep talking.
That's a new thing for you too now, right? With your dad just passing. Yeah. Is it any easier for you?
It's really not hard. I mean, I don't struggle with him. I miss him a lot. You know, I think about him a lot. Yesterday I was in the shop and I was thinking about my dad, and my dad was a Vietnam vet. And so I got on turned on my podcast, and I found Vietnam music. like a playlist of the famous songs that were going on during the Vietnam era.
You probably see a lot of stuff of his in there.
Oh yeah,
a hammer here and a nail gun there and
a
piece of wood. I do that too. This was my dad's.
Yeah, he's with me.
I never ever used. Yeah, I'm gonna hang on to.
Yep.
Forever.
Yep.
Because it was his.
Yep. I actually put. You guys know I'm building a river table in my shop right now with a whole bunch of artifacts in it. I secretly put some of B's dad's old tools in it, just some little things in there, so that he would be there too.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool, right?
And then, of course, 3 months after Dad died, Matt died.
Yeah.
So this was a hard time right here for me.
Yeah.
So
B also had a nephew who was killed in a car accident.
16.
He was 16 years old, just a little bit after.
3 months.
3 months after her dad passed.
After my dad passed, my nephew passed.
Yeah.
Died. So this is a hard month or hard week, hard couple months right here for me. So, and that's one of the things too, I was going to talk about when I've had a lot of people in my surroundings that have had hard times, either mentally or emotionally, and, draining and exhausting. And, I've heard that, I don't know, some kind of, is it something, I don't know, like the radio waves or something in the air and plays a role in, I don't know, in homeostasis not happening. So mental health can be a challenge for lots of people. And I encourage those of you who do have not issues, I guess it's not an issue, but who struggle with mental health to continue on with the fight. Don't give up, and to keep putting a foot forward and try to just make one day better. Each day better, not one day, each day.
Yeah, I'm going to sound really insensitive right here.
Suck it up.
No, not that. But, you can focus on any of it you want. Like how you asked me if my dad being gone, which I love my father. My father was a, 3 Purple Heart winner, Bronze Star winner, just a tough old bird. And, his death certificate says COVID, but he died from organ failure.
Oh, really? Does it?
It does. Yeah. But, I can focus on those things, or what I can also do is focus on all the neat things that he did and how he was a mess. He was a complete mess. Tough guy, right? But he was a mess. And what I mean by a mess is, like I'm doing an epoxy table, as I was telling you guys about. My dad would have had epoxy everywhere. Like he's a mess. He would have literally had it like poured out the edges in his ears and his nose. He would have had it everywhere.
You're kind of like your dad. Did you
not quite that bad though?
Did you have some epoxy pouring out onto the floor?
Well, on the big table, no. On the little thing for your kitchen, I had some leak out, but the big table, I had not a single drop.
Did you get any on your clothes? Or?
Oh, probably. But let me get back to some hellos here really quick here. Still Roz says 50 for me was 14 years ago. My father passed in 2013. He was mine and my children's fishing buddy. We still miss him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Evening all. Hey, thanks, Chuck. Good to see you, Chuck. Let me see. Tamara Smith says her hard times around Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm going to totally miss people. Hey, Towards Joy and Freedom is here. Hey, hello, my friends. How are you guys? Yeah. Prep for the Attorney Homestead is here. Spags, what's up, buddy? Arthur Roy, what's up, buddy? How are you, my friend? Got all them. Oh my goodness, I'm so far behind, guys. I'm so sorry.
Just blew right past it.
It's okay.
That's okay.
If I missed somebody, I'm sorry. Maxine, hello from Scotland. How cool is that?
That's a ways away.
That's a ways away. Yeah. Anyway, so what I was saying is, you can focus on anything you want to focus on.
Yeah. No. Well,
it's your reality. I look back at your dad, and he was an amazing man.
Yes,
you mind if I talk about him?
No, go ahead.
Care? So this guy couldn't read or write. And he managed to get through life without being able to read or write. And he ended up the mayor of a town, ran successful businesses, and never once being able to read and write. And he just amazed me. I underestimated your father.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I'm talking about in the early years,
He was quiet.
He was quiet and to himself, but man, talk about a smart guy. And it just always amazed me that he was so smart. And,
he could fix an engine.
Oh my goodness!
Hadn't ran for.
Yeah. Yeah, just absolutely crazy, and but when I look back at your dad, I think it's the only thing I regret is I never built a car with him.
Oh, yeah.
Glad I liked to have done that. But beyond that, he loved you and he was proud of you, and he was a good man.
I agree.
He also was the rock that kept your family together.
Yes. Unfortunately, when
He
he passed, a lot of mishappenings happened.
Yeah. Hey, Nurse Wang, hello, welcome. He's from New Jersey, where freedom goes to die.
Ouch.
Yeah, you hang in there. It's rough for everybody, There's all kinds of stuff. We're going to talk about some of that stuff tonight. But anyway,
yeah,
love and miss them, but I'm going to celebrate the good things.
Yeah,
and all the great memories.
Yeah,
and I'm not going to focus on any of the rest of it.
But I'm just saying that, and we need to, and kind of what I was teasing when I said get over it. But on the other hand, we do need to just kind of, put our head down and get over it, because the chores still have to happen. And
yeah, but do you suppose your dad would rather you be sad for him?
No.
Or would you rather you be laughing at some of the silly stuff that he did, or would you
to keep going?
Yeah, I mean, same with my dad, and hey, Milk and Honey Heritage, hello, welcome. Yeah, we are in the pew grabbing state. Yeah, rain country's up there. Hey, Dolores, good evening to you. I think I caught everybody. I think so. Anyway, so what else you got? Where's me doing?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I was talking about my table real quick. I don't know if you guys know much about pouring epoxy or how many people know about pouring it, but for my particular case, because I'm layering everything, I pour it in 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch pours. And so you pour it and then you got to let it sit 24 hours before you can pour it again. So I'm up about 2 inches. I've put, there's so much cool stuff down in there from, like horse bits, and I found some toys and just things that came from the original homestead.
Money? There was some coins.
Yep, there's some old wheat pennies that's in it. Just anything that we found from the original homestead, I'm putting in my dining room table, because I think having that history here is really, really cool. And, this was the original homestead to the Braxton family many, many moons ago. And their original homesteads on our land. And so we've been collecting for all these years. And so now I'm actually being able to put a lot of that stuff into it, and we'll be able to keep it, kind of forever. So I'm excited about it. I'm about 2 inches up. It's a 3-inch pour. So I've still got another inch to go. So 2 more pours probably. And then I've got to finish it all up and do the outside. But really excited about having it done.
Get legs and
now I have the legs cut.
Make it stand up.
I have everything sitting there, but I got to do there's still plenty to do. I'm nowhere near being done. I did film the whole process, but I'll release it once I get the table all the way done. I'm just saving footage right at the moment.
Are you going to do both of them at the same time, the table and the little?
No, I'll probably
do. That?
It's just for your kitchen, that little island thing, whatever it is. Yeah,
I'll
do it first. So that you can get on it. Hey, Barbara, how are you? Poultry for Life. Good evening to you. Arthur Roy says he's a retired union concrete finisher. Yeah, I'd love to have you around.
Yeah.
I am not great at that. I can do it, but I am not the greatest. Florida Mama Bear, good evening to you. I think I caught it.
It does say Mama Bear.
What's that? Yeah, Florida Mama Bear.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got that done. What else do you want to talk about? You want to talk about your baby chickens? You're about to hatch a bunch of chicks.
Oh yeah, we got some baby chicks coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I need help. Oh, yeah. Well, I need to get the roller off. I need to get the roller off. It's not a roller. It's a rocker.
The rocker.
I need to get the rocker off.
Yeah, your rocker's plenty off. Oh, you're talking about the egg turner.
The eggs.
Turner.
It doesn't turn it. It rocks them. It doesn't roll it. It rocks them. So I need you to help me to transfer them over. Yeah, I've got 32 eggs in the incubator. So.
And they're going to start on Sunday, right? Sunday or Monday?
Well, Monday is supposed to be, but you just never know because nature happens.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Hey, Hippocrates, welcome, bud.
Which means I need to move the ducks. So I've got 4 ducks. I don't know how to tell. Do you know how to tell boys from girls?
No,
ducks?
I don't know anything about a duck.
So I've got 4 ducks that hatched from the eggs that were given to us. You didn't get eggs, did you? There's no eggs in your truck, right?
No.
Okay, that would be really bad.
Bobby, we couldn't cross paths, so he's going to bring them. I'm going to meet up with him on Tuesday next week and get you some more. And he was talking about it in here about Sorry, don't worry, B. We are sending more duck eggs to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I need to see. I hope they're not. Hope they're not 3 boys and a girl.
Yeah, Lori Bosch is here. Good evening from Edgerton, Missouri. It was great meeting you last Saturday, Tag. Yeah, for sure. And I'm super glad that you're here. I hope you are active in the chat. I think that's all caught up. Anyway, yeah. So you probably got some duck questions.
Well, yeah, I'd like to know how to tell from boys from a girl. Okay. I think they're feathering out. They're looking weirder. Mm-hmm. How one keeps jumping out of my hands, man. I've dropped it twice. The same one. And they've got some claws on them, like sharp.
You've killed more birds than any hawk, any coyote, anything we've had.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the truth. But I'm hoping that's done.
The male ducks will have a curly tail feather, says Tambra.
Okay.
Prep Fraternity says ducks have a drake curl on their tail, but doesn't show until they are older. Okay. Spag says ducks who find their voice first are girls.
The ones that are
boy ducks are more colorful. Hey Gregory, welcome.
Yeah, because
from Nebraska. Yep, my neighbor. Yeah. Milk and Honey Heritage said I had a big fluffy chick that was mean. Thought it was a she. Named her K after VP. Turns out it's a he. Kept the name. Yeah. Nostradamus says Bud Light would like to know how to tell boys from girls too.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. So I got to get the ducks moved around.
Yeah.
And I moved that chicken tractor. Man, I think I overdid it with my back.
What kind of ducks are they? They're asking. I told you. I don't remember.
Well, the black one is a cayuga. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know what the other ones are. They're one has some spots. One has.
This is our first ducks. We have our first 4, so we've never had ducks before. Hey Bobby, what kind of ducks are they? Because we got them from Bobby. So.
Well, yeah, he said a whole bunch of one. I don't know. I mean, he said like 5 different kinds. So it just depends on what. Yeah, they're all different kinds.
Yeah, Hippocrates says I've heard the eggs which would be male taste different than the ones that would be female. Yeah, a little late though, right? Can't eat them. Well, we could. Skane's girl goes, "Whoa, she's a foul killer."
Oh no! Come on!
Oh, here she comes.
Here she comes.
She's a foul killer.
Yeah, that was all of them were accidents though. None of them were intentional. Mm-hmm. I'm learning as I'm going.
Dolores says we had some hawks acting very strange, flying into windows and doors today. Well, you've had hawks acting very normal, flying into your chicken coop and stealing babies.
I had a hawk fly in and steal a chicken, a baby chicken. Yeah. I don't know. A teenage chicken. It wasn't really a baby. Mm-hmm. But yeah, into the chicken run. Mm-hmm. So that's unsettling because
it's a circle of life. Right?
Yeah. I've been leaving the dogs out more. Mm-hmm. I don't know. How do you get the crows to come over? How do you get the crows to come back?
Mm-hmm. You have to nurture the murder.
Mm-hmm. Nurture the murder. Yeah.
We have Muscovies and they are the best. They don't quack, they hiss.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They're not, ours are not Muscovy.
Time for a 1-inch hex wire across the top of the chicken run too, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I just don't know how to.
Yeah, I want to net the whole thing.
What is that distance?
16 is 32, 34, 44 feet across and 80 feet long.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a big net.
Yep. Reinforce the compound. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Get fake owls.
Okay. I actually have one.
You can put it up there, right?
Out there, yeah.
We have a hawk nesting on our property. Saw her feeding them the other day, very high in the tree.
Yes.
Terminator says I finally started the Buffalo Seed Company seeds today and did a video. Oh, cool. I'll have to go watch it.
Oh, I want to see that one. Yeah. I saw you in the greenhouse.
Yeah. Dolores said I've never seen hawks get that close to the house before. Yeah, I think it's weird they're flying into stuff. Gregory said, we had Rowans when I was a kid. Fun to watch around the place. Rain Country says, my first hen died of old age this past week. She was not even my favorite, but I still cried. Silly me. Mm-hmm. No, I mean, you've apparently been around it a while, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, we get attached to them.
Yeah. Let me see here. Feed them crows. Yeah, that's a great idea. Aviary net is cheap on Amazon and it's huge. Hey, Bobby, I've looked all over to try to find net.
Yeah. I'll write that down. Are you?
I'm just turning the light on because it's getting darker.
Is it because the light is behind the computer, maybe?
Hey, Country for Sure. Good evening to you. Okay, what else we got on here? You talked about that. Hey, Thursday Zoom was yesterday. It was a really good Zoom. And for those of you guys who don't get on it, I would really encourage you guys to get on the Zoom on Thursday nights. It's interesting. There's all kinds of different homesteads in there doing all kinds of different things. And it's just fun to, listen to them. And, believe it or not, I know this will be hard for everybody to believe. I actually don't do a lot of talking there. I do more listening. Because there's just
finally.
But I would really encourage you guys to, get on there. It really is interesting. I enjoy it a lot, Arthur Roy says, I'll do it next Thursday. It's every Thursday. I'll be there next Thursday. I got to talk to you. Yeah, deal. Yeah, like I said, I try to get on every Thursday. I don't make all of them, but I make most of them. And that's a lot of fun, Nurse Wang says, scratching and clawing for every ounce of freedom I can wrestle from the state. But God is good, been able to make some community, help others see the light and start down that path. Hey, good for you. Community is everything. Community is absolutely what it's all about. And I think, I tell people this all the time, with community, everything's possible, and without it, nothing is. And I mean it, how do you get everything done? Right.
Yeah.
It's just super, super hard. Rick says they only went 4 hours on the Zoom last night. Yeah. I don't think we were there 4 hours, maybe an hour and a half, maybe. I'm an early to bed.
You were late because you were in the meeting. So we got there late anyway.
Yeah, it might be. Somebody else sing out on this chat. Is there some other kind of bird that you could put in with chickens that would alert on hawks and fight them a bit? Geese or something? Yeah, geese are pretty good watchdogs. I had some of them growing up, but I've never had them, as an adult. Emu, Milk and Honey says. Could you imagine having an emu out there?
No, I don't know. I couldn't imagine. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on with your garden? Talk about your garden.
Imagine having chicks. I've got some stuff going. I got the strawberries planted and some pecan trees planted. I finally got the potatoes planted. It's May. These potatoes had
eyes.
They were plants on them.
The roots?
Well, it is the root. It's the plant above. So I had to dig deep furrows and I planted them all. But I got the whole 60 feet. I got four runs of potatoes.
You're way late.
Way late. But I already had them. So I had them and they were growing. So what am I supposed to do with them? Put them in the ground, throw some hay over them, and then it rained. So I have been throwing hay, moving stuff around so that you can come in and put some mulch down, right? Yeah, right?
I just put a whole bunch of mulch down.
I know, but I need it in the other garden now. So is the skid loader working?
Yes.
We no longer have a blown seal.
No, I fixed it.
Everything's working, so we're back up and running. Yeah. I've been waiting for you.
No, you haven't. You were so full of shit.
No, I have not been waiting for you. I've been waiting for me.
Yeah, when the skid loader broke last, I broke a hydraulic arm. It was just leaking, but I was moving mulch of all things. The lightest thing in the world there is to move, and we moved. I don't even know how many dump truck loads into the. You got it all raked out and all that.
No, because I've been working on the stuff that had to get into the ground, like the live plants that needed to get into the ground. So
Gregory says he's told quite a few people about FreeSteading. Yeah, super cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about FreeSteading tonight. There's been some changes and some that are coming, which are pretty cool. But Hippocrates says some say that having a large black chicken in the flock seemed to fool some of the aerial predators into thinking they are crows in the flock and thus leave them alone. I cannot personally verify. Well, we've got big black chickens and they didn't do nothing.
Yeah, we've got lots of black chickens.
Miley says tag 48-volt golf cart suggestion on solar to charge it while in use out in the sun. I love the idea. I've been looking for one forever. I have not ran across one at an auction, but at Miley, I think it's a fabulous idea. Rose, hello. Good evening to you. Lori says, we got our dent corn planted this evening. Has anyone found grist mills anywhere? There's a grist mill. Oh, I wonder if Pat and Charles, if they were on here. There's one over there in like Concordia, Kansas. There's one over there somewhere. I'll ask them if they get on here tonight.
Where are you at, Lori?
Oh my goodness, I just blew right by. Hey Matt, good evening. Says I'll be listening from the side as I start my commute home. I'm glad you guys had your daughter at the Spring Fest. My little Holly loves her. And it appeared to be mutual. Yep, love it. How do I get in contact with you guys and get you my phone number so I can talk to you? Yeah, Arthur, email me. Okay, ready? Tag the letter NB. So tag NB at lifedonefree.com. RN, good evening. You're actually right on time. Let me see here.
Darth Vader chicken.
Get a Darth Vader chicken. I hear they come with their own lightsaber. I'm in. Where do we find one of those at, Rain Country? Yeah, Country for sure says they've had coyote problems. Yeah, we've had some predator problems. Problem with aviary netting is anything that hits it will rip it up. Hacks, raccoons. It's way better to use lumber and chicken wire. Yeah, I'm afraid of that. Yeah, Lori says Edgerton, Missouri.
You know where it's at?
Yeah, I know where that's at. Yeah, I think if they get on here, I'll try to remember. But there is one over there towards Concordia, Kansas. We just put mulch around half the fruit trees, started harvesting potatoes.
Harvesting.
Did you see this? Harvesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens when you get them in time.
Mm-hmm. We wouldn't be harvesting right now. They're way south.
What else? Lemon cucumbers also. Yep, there you go, Eagle Lover. Right there's my email address. I lost a 3/8-inch hydraulic hose on the excavator and had to use a fish tape to feed the new one in. It was in the center of the machine. Quite a job. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no thanks. There you go, Spag. Hoffman Grist Mills, right there. Yep. Spag, you're the man. You're the man. Poultry for life. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I get to plant my potatoes and garden this week. So apparently someone else is planting potatoes.
See? Thank you, Milk and Honey.
Still Roz says, my Pyrenees mix has been pretty good at keeping the 2- and 4-legged predators out. Pockety says 48 boost charge. There is one for lead acid, one for lithium. Need to get the right one. Jennison, 8 amp, 48 volt MPT boost charge controller for golf carts. Yeah, super cool. I'd love to get one. Florida Mama Bear says she's harvesting green beans daily.
Yeah.
That's Florida, right?
9.
Barbie Not Doll. Snow load also takes down aviary netting. Lumber and chicken wire is the ticket.
Yeah.
That means I got to build it. Rain says they're harvesting mud.
Right.
B, I just got the last of my potatoes in yesterday, said Rain Country.
Perfect. Right on time.
You guys, you just stick together no matter what, you know?
Well, it just is what it is.
Yep. Skades Girl says she's behind on gardening. Towards Joy and Freedom says happy birthday. Thank you, Towards Joy and Freedom, for the birthday wishes. I hope to see you guys sometime soon. Hey, you know what? I'm going to make a note. I want to talk to you guys about self-reliance and Midwest. Let me see here. Terminator says she'll be planting potatoes this weekend. Aviary netting rots also. Okay, that's good to know. Solar radiation sucks. Country for Shore says there goes in tomorrow. So apparently we're not that late. Gregory says he's got a mini donkey to help keep coyotes away from the cows and calves, and a good driveway alarm. Yeah, we have the driveway alarm.
Mini donkeys.
Yeah, we don't have any mini donkeys though.
Do you like mini donkeys or regular donkeys? You like?
If I was going to have a donkey, I'd rather have a regular one. Right? Then at least maybe I could put it to
Your
work.
dad always had a donkey, so I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad showed quarter horses all over the world. And
he had miniature and He had both.
Yeah, he had them. I don't know why he had them, but let me see here. Where in the world am I at? Country for Shore says happy birthday. Thank you very much for the happy birthday wishes. Of course, besides climate differences, we all have a very different. Yes, that is true. Prep for Eternity Homestead says late planted potatoes are better than no potatoes.
Yes. Thank you. I agree.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with just saying, look, you're behind.
Why does it matter?
Because they're supposed to go in on St. Patrick's Day.
What happened to it? Was like still freezing. What happened to good job?
Good job.
Thanks.
Oh my goodness. Minus this tag, you got to get one and dollar that thing up. FreeStead ride. Oh yeah, I'd love to do it. Potatoes will do better in the dirt than on the shelf. Better late than never. See, Caleb even agrees you're late.
Mm-hmm.
See that?
No.
Caleb was trying to say it nicely that you're late.
I kind of understand that too.
Dolores says she got her potatoes in 2 weeks ago and that they're coming up great. Skane's girl says, I see a lot of donkeys around here. Yeah. Hippocrates says donkeys are capable of doing work. Then why don't those in Washington? Yeah, huh? My last frost was April 30th, says milk and honey. Yeah. Okay, let me see what else do I got on my list today.
Yes.
Talked about that. By the way, everything's turning green. It is beautiful. I don't know if you guys can see kind of back behind the camera, but if you look.
Oh, like over here?
Yeah, over there.
This is all green.
It's opposite.
Over there.
Yeah, you can see the grass out there. That's on the other side of my pond.
It's still over there.
Yeah. Everything's so green. Let me see here. Okay. Hey, by the way, Jesus said in here earlier that she had her birthday next week. Oh. So we got to make sure we get that on the live. And then next week, Jesus, we're going to sing happy birthday to you. So I'm going to write it down here.
Yours is next week also.
Okay. What else do we got? Oh, hey, yeah. You guys following this whole Putin assassination thing? I know, totally bouncing all over the place.
No, I didn't hear anything about it.
Yeah, so there was a couple drones that flew over the Kremlin. You know what the Kremlin is?
Their capital?
That's kind of like their White House, right? Yeah. Kremlin, I don't know if you know this, Kremlin in Russian means castle, but
okay.
But anyway, it's where, it's basically their White House. But there were some drones that flew over there, and everything that I'm reading are saying that it was an assassination attempt of Putin, but yet the United States is saying that it's just a false flag. But I'm just curious if anybody else had read much into it.
Like if it really happened or what?
No, it really happened, but was it an assassination attempt? Is it a false flag? What's going on? I find the story fascinating. Dana Green, thank you for the birthday wishes. Poultry said, I've not heard any news of this last week. Too much rain. Yeah. Better late than never, except in my case. In certain case, that should be better never than late. Yeah, no doubt, huh? It's worth its right. It's hard to say who's telling the tree version. Yeah, I don't have any idea which one's which. I would believe anything these days, Someone smashed onion tops? Someone smashed your onion tops? Yeah, Mr. Rain says the government uses term false flag. Whoa. Yeah, right. Redacted showed a video of the attack. It was interesting. Yeah, I found it interesting too. I try not to follow any of it. We've been lied to so much. I don't believe too much of what is said anymore. Yeah, I don't either. Mm-hmm. But I try to stay up on it, just what's going on, at least the best that I can. But it's getting obviously harder and harder. Here's an interesting thing. So you guys know that I have a very special little friend, right? Many of you have met her. But she asked me the most fascinating question the other day. She looked me in the eyes and she said, and I quote, "What blood type does God have?"
Interesting.
So I'd be curious to know
if anybody knows.
Yeah, well, nobody's going to know, but how other people would answer that question? Because I thought that was just an absolute fabulous question. Catch up here. Amy Martin, hello. Nostradamus says pure. That's his blood type. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I thought it was the cutest thing ever. where they come up with stuff, I have no idea. The domes on top of the Kremlin. Oh, got it. That was his onion tops. Got it. All right, what do you got?
Well, the Midwest Preparedness Project. You want to talk about that?
Go ahead.
So we had the Midwest Preparedness Project last week,
mm-hmm.
which is why we did not do a live. So we got to see lots of old friends, got to hang out with some new friends, got to meet even newer friends. There was some people that showed up and I said, oh, hey, I remember you from last year. Hi. And they said, well, we bought the property by you. And I said, you're blah, blah, blah. And she said, yes. So I got to meet the people who bought the house
mm-hmm.
with the cars.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey. So I got to meet them last year and then they bought property and then I got to meet it again. So anyway, lots of people, lots of activities,
mm-hmm.
good barter.
Mm-hmm.
What else? We had guests stay with us all week.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to go camping and then decided that they would not go camping. It was cold, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of chilly. Is that why they didn't camp out? Or
I don't know. They just asked to stay here.
Just wanted to stay here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we had company all week. We were driving back and forth. We got the pleasure to hang out with Callie and Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
Callie did some talking and Jesse threw some fire.
Mm-hmm. That was pretty cool.
Is that fire throwing? Is that what you call that?
I don't know. Where he's spinning ropes around with fireballs at the end.
Fire, yes. Ropes, fire. Mm-hmm. And then I think there were sticks with fire on both ends. Mm-hmm. On both, 4 fires going on. Mm-hmm. And they gifted us with some, see that? Mushrooms. Mm-hmm. So Tag has been taking some mushrooms.
What kind of mushrooms are they?
There is 9 different blends. It's 9 different mushrooms in here, all powdered up. I put some in a capsule for him because because
I'm not eating it otherwise.
Because it is pretty tasty. Mm-hmm. You want to read all those?
No, go ahead.
Chaga.
Cordyceps, shiitake, maitake, reishi, lion's mane, turkey tail, poria, tremella.
So, anyway, have you noticed a difference on day 2?
No. No.
Well, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else take mushrooms? Do mushrooms?
Yeah,
eat mushrooms.
Lori wants to know how many people we had there. I think there was about 210, if I counted right. The problem is there's people moving around all the time. It's hard to count them, but my guess is about 210. But Bobby's on here. Bobby Spags, can you tell us the count?
Well, and people were coming and going, so we would see somebody and then so it's hard to tell.
Dolores says the get together looked like a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I think from my side, I think what was interesting about it is there's a couple points in it that I thought were just super fascinating. So like when Callie gave her talk up on stage, you should have seen the audience. And I wish I'd have thought about it and I would have filmed it more intimately. But I mean, there was, big grown men with just tears pouring and girls crying. And then some people just like what just happened?
Yeah.
And it was really, really, really powerful. In my opinion. And it's interesting, we talk all the time about, we can give a, Mylard, we can teach somebody how to frame a wall. We can, there's all kinds of things that go on out there, right?
Yeah.
And you can teach somebody how to do a bug out bag or you can whatever it is. But what Callie left with everybody there, I think is more valuable than any of it, because there's nobody who knows that story that won't always remember that story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think that was a special kind of gift and that anybody that was there is going to leave there saying, oh my goodness.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So I just think it's super, super fascinating. And, it was powerful to me to listen to her talk, but there was also, some other ones, Harmony Hill Homestead that came up and talked on Saturday.
Yes.
He had a pretty powerful speech. I got to be super proud. I watched my son give his first class. which
he
was
did
really
such a good job.
He did such a good job, and he's really coming into his own as a speaker, and that's really neat. I think, in my opinion, he was a biological, chemical, and radiological nuclear specialist in the Army, and so he talked a little bit about that. But I thought it was a lot. I thought Bartertown was more diverse than it's ever been.
Oh man, there was so many cool things.
Yeah,
homemade,
just all kinds
just creative. The things that people come up with. I'm just like,
how was the potluck, by the way?
The potluck was good. I
missed it.
So I made monkey bread and left it at the house. So I did not take a dish, but I did consume all of everybody's food. And it was good. There was actually 2 tables this time, or not tables, like 2 runs. So there was like 4 or 5 tables lined up on each run, and it was just packed full of food. So if you went home, why didn't you eat? Because there was plenty of food.
Yeah,
you were talking.
I was talking. Yeah, I just didn't get to it.
And typically, if I see you, I would have just made you a plate and brought it to you. Sorry.
It's all right.
But if you were starving, you would have eaten.
I'm just fine. Hey, Life with Mike and Jen is here. That's another thing about Midwest is I got to spend some time with them, and we had talked on the phone a few times and had talked.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and talked here on the live and those kind of things. But what great people, what great story. And Callie got to spend a lot of time with them too. But I think everybody that got to hang out with them, said, hey,
Loved
how cool they are. Yeah, and you talked about ACM Homestead, right? That was out there. It was great to be able to hang out with them again. I talked to them. But I'd never hung out because when they were at the last one, I went to Tennessee.
Yes.
To speak, so I didn't get a chance to do all that.
Oh, so you knew they bought it. You knew who bought that property. Oh, okay. I did not.
Yeah. Where you been?
Apparently chores. Well, you're out lollygagging and making friends.
Yeah. Dana Green wants to know what's Tag's sweet for his birthday that you never make.
I kind of hadn't thought about it. We'll make you a cake. We'll decorate it, make you a cake, write something on it,
Yep. Arthur says he'd be willing to teach people how to finish concrete. Yeah, I would love a lesson in finishing. I've never had any formal lessons. I've poured a ton of concrete. I poured every bit of concrete out here at the house, but none of it's perfect.
And if he could show us any kind of things to make it easier, then.
Oh man, I missed all kinds of stuff here. Where are we at here? Yeah, Florida Mama Bear says unbelievable, powerful story. Yeah, she was an amazing lady, and I got to spend 5 days with her. And so we had, sitting out on the back deck at night late, got to have a lot of laughs, and her listening to her goat story was hilarious.
Was Florida Mama Bear there? Was Florida Mama Bear?
I don't think so, but I did a video too, so it would have been one of the two.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Kentucky Sustainable Living's here. Hey guys, they've got an event coming up. Hey, Kentucky, post the dates. I believe it's in October, but
are you going to that?
I think so. We're still working on some details in that, but I think I'll be going. But anyway, so there'll be an event coming up in Kentucky, which is going to be pretty cool. Caleb said one of the most heartbreaking and inspirational stories. Caleb, I also thought, bud, that it was a great story of hope, and that if you believe hard enough and you work hard enough and you try hard enough, that great things will come. And if you sit around and spend our time listening to the critic, right, then you're just never going to succeed, because there's always going to be that critic, always. And, it reminds me, Thomas, and you guys know Thomas Jefferson, not Thomas Jefferson, Teddy Roosevelt's quote, where it's not the critic that counts, it's not where the doer deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena. I don't know if you guys know that quote or not, but anyway, it reminds me of that quote. Hey, Philippine Nomad, how are you? Skane's girl says she apologizes for the smoky apple dump cake, my first in a cast iron Dutch oven.
I've had my fair share of smoky dump cakes.
Mr. Rain says all of everybody's food. My goodness, be.
I know. I'm a good eater.
Yeah.
All of it. No, but I had seconds for sure.
We really enjoyed our visit and the great folks we met, said Life with Mike and Jen. Yeah, ditto.
So you've talked to them on the phone?
Oh, yeah.
So you have their phone number?
I do. And if you get in my cell phone, if you just look
Is it under Life with Mike and Jen?
No, but it's under Mike and Jen.
No.
So if you search Mike and Jen, it will be in my phone.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Rock on. What else here? And that includes using a walk behind troubleshoot. I think we'll make it happen in the future. I'm going to pray about it. Yeah, I think, again, any of it's better, right? The more the merrier. Julie Jackson says amazing woman, and she is an amazing woman. Okay, here you go. So Kentucky Sustainable Living, October 27th. Our medical classes and Plant Guild, the festival speakers and vendors is the 28th and 29th of October. So there's going to be a run right here, guys, right there in October. So they'll do the self-reliance, the Midwest preparedness, and the Kentucky Sustainable Living. All right in a row, right? Boom, boom, boom. Those will all be right in a row. Each
weekend, they're already planned. They're each weekend.
Okay, so Arthur Roy says that was supposed to say walk behind trowel machine. So I have if you're talking about the whirly bird, I have one and I use it, and I've had some nice finishes come out, but still a lot of work. Gizmo, good evening to you. I did not know talking in the truck to someone that the radio would comment back, what in the world? Huh? Something weird's going on, right? Dolores says she's planning on being at the Kentucky gathering. Yeah, I think I am too. We're still, again, we're working on details, but I think I'm going to be there too. There's a moon out tonight. There is a moon out tonight. Let me see. Terminator said her husband is a retired stonemason. That's something I could use to get better at too. Because I can should be the new motto. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Anything coming up in Tennessee? Yeah, Julie. So in October, there's the Self-Reliance Festival, which will go on in Camden, Tennessee. Remember I told you that I may be in Camden?
How far is that from?
I don't know where it is from them, but for me, it's 10 hours.
I thought they moved back to the Midwest. I thought they moved back home.
No, and then they moved back to Tennessee.
Oh, geesh.
Yep. So
sheesh.
They're over there. Let me see. Yeah, that's good that you've been on one. It's about the pattern more than anything. You'll see when I show you. Yeah. And it's just practice too. You know, the more I use it, the better I get at it. Kentucky Sustainable Living says that he sent me a text the other day. Yeah, I got it. I just forgot you, but I'm sorry. I'll try to remember to get back on there. Yeah, and I just kind of want to know what's going on. What they asked me to come up there and speak, and you know what is it we want to speak about. I just want to kind of understand what's going on right before I 100% commit. But Julie Jackson says she's in Limestone. Gregory says concrete is hard work. Poured a lot of mud for the Bureau of Reclamation, concrete and steel. Yeah, I bet we're over 400 yards probably here.
I don't know.
A lot. T-Dub, hello. Says hello, y'all. I want to connect with everyone and learn to live free as well. Yeah, and it's quite the journey, to live in free, T. But you know what? You can do it. Go to FreeSteading, register there, and there's people in your state, and we can all get together, and I think together we can, all of us can live freer. Oh my goodness, look at that. Hey guys, I want to introduce somebody. So if you guys look in the chat, there's a guy there named Dan Redding. So Dan he's been a friend of mine since, oh my goodness, when did 13, 14? Dan, how long we've been friends, man? I mean, I was like, I'm thinking 13 or 14 years old.
So like back when you had long hair?
Yeah.
Or like a rat's tail?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. No, I never had a rat's tail. I never had a mullet. Never.
So just long hair.
Just long hair. Yeah. But anyway, Dan and I have been buddies a long time. And Dan knows me super, super well. I could tell you, man, stories of the smoking lounge at the high school, right?
You had a smoking lounge at your high school?
Babe, I'm 50. Yes,
we didn't have a smoking lounge at our high school.
You're 39.
Yeah.
Come on.
Right.
Come on. All right. There we go.
That's right, honey.
Oh my goodness. Yep. Since high school, at least, Dan says. Yeah. Long time, Dan. Long time. But I'm super glad that you're here. Okay. So what else you got? We did the God's blood type. Isn't that crazy that she said that? What blood type is God?
Yeah.
I just think that's just so fascinating.
Yeah.
Just super fascinating. It's funny. Everyone said up here, by the way, in the comments, they said O negative because it's the universal.
O
blood
positive.
Type. And well, the way I answered it was B positive because you always want to be positive. But it's just interesting how. Anyway, crazy. See, Skanesboro had a smoking area. Dolores, they had smoking areas in theirs.
Really?
Yeah. Right. My high school did not have a smoking lounge, but yes, there was a designated area
high school.
Yeah. Right. How cool is that? Our school had a smoking lounge, graduated in 78. Yep. Both of you are young pups. Thank you. Gregory says, my great-grandfather was a stonemason and helped build the state capitol in Lincoln, Nebraska. Oh, cool. Super cool. All right, what do you got?
Let's see. Okay, so we talked about the Midwest Preparedness Project. What else? Oh, hey, so yeah. Did you see the bioengineered stuff that was on the I bought what was that ice cream? There was ice cream.
I don't know. I wasn't involved.
So I bought some ice cream this last time. It was cookie dough ice cream, and I was just turned it and looked at the back of it, and it said it was bioengineered, and I was like, wait a minute, the corn said that the other day, and I went back to the cabinet and I got the can of corn out, and I looked back at the corn, and one said bioengineered ingredient, and it was just corn. It was a can of just corn.
Yeah, just imagine if
and
you got
it
the
said
plant.
It was bioengineered. Bioengineered food ingredient is what it said.
So how do we get around that?
Grow your own.
Well, you got to plant it to grow it.
Yeah, you got to plant it first.
And you got to plant it on time.
Mm-hmm. Well, not necessarily. As long as you have time. As long as you have time before your last frost to do it. I mean, sometimes you just have to count your days backwards. But so I think that's interesting, though, that that's getting more and more normal. Anything used to be GMO is now bioengineered.
You see, Tag remembers when McDonald's and Burger King had store-branded ashtrays. I do not remember that, but that's probably right at my age. I stopped buying Kroger brand because it all says that now. SpaghettiOs too. Ugh. Life of Mike and Jen said, graduated 31 years ago. No smoking lounge for us. Mike was in a private Catholic school. Wine, but no smoking. I'd rather have the wine.
Huh.
Yeah. Huh. Amy Martin, good evening to you and good night to you. I love you all. I'm out for dinner. Ready to catch and cat scratch in the mix. Wash, rinse. I've got this. Roo, scratch on the heel. Yeah, laugh out loud. Bioengineered cricket ice cream. Yum. That's something we could talk about. Midwest Preparedness. They had a gross food contest for the kids out there.
Mm-hmm.
What they all had? They had dehydrated grasshoppers. Is that what they were?
I don't know.
Yeah, dehydrated grasshoppers, sardines.
There was some kind of jerky of dried meat of some kind that smelled real fishy. And then, yes, there were sardines. Mm-hmm. Oh, mealworms.
Mealworms. Okay.
Dandelions.
The kids seemed to love the event. The only one that I heard was really gross was the sardines. It was interesting.
Oh, there was one kid that was just like, ooh, these are my favorite, and ate the whole thing. And the others were like, ew.
Yes.
There's got to be at least one kid in there that's just nothing bothers them.
Yeah. Philippine Nomad says, high school smoking area was across the street at the library. Reefer dudettes were holding up the wall. Yeah, I was a reefer dude back then. We called them stoners when I was there, but
at your high school?
Yeah, what a great place to put a smoking lounge right across from the library where you can catch up on your reading or your smoking.
I'm sure they don't go inside and get a book first.
Did B get to put in her pickle plant yet?
Not yet.
Putting ours in tomorrow.
I will be putting mine in very shortly.
Yeah. Hey, Mandy Garrett, how are you? Yeah, let me see here. Yeah, I used to make money when I was a kid swallowing goldfish from the fair. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I wouldn't drive up to Lamar's, Iowa for a sample. Yeah, I must have missed something up there. Let me see here. So Jen, are you no longer in a nut house? Yeah, I'll let her answer that one. Christy held the locust container towards Mike to show him, and he ate one.
Oh, so locusts. There were locusts.
Yeah, May the 11th, something at the border ends. May the 11th, something at the border ends?
That's Thursday, right?
Yeah, I'm not.
Something at the border?
Let me see. I'm not sure. Tag, what do you think about electric cars? I think that it takes more fossil fuels to build them than it does to that you'll ever actually get out of them. And I also think that the slavery and stuff that goes in and building the batteries is horrible. And I don't think the logistics of them is out there. I mean, I don't want to have to stop every 200 miles to charge for 45 minutes, right?
45 minutes.
So, I mean, I think if you're running 5 miles to work and back, maybe that makes, sense from that. But I'm not going to buy an electric car anytime soon, unless I can find an electric golf cart. I might do that. Yeah. Title 41 ends. Okay. Hi, good evening, Tag and B just got off of work. Adroit, good evening, welcome.
Mm-hmm. Good
Let me see here, Rain Country. We sold the nut house in California and bought in Northwest Arkansas, so we changed our name since we were nomads for the last year. I read one drone launched from within 50 miles of Moscow and the other one hundreds of miles from Moscow. Yeah, I've read conflicting stories about that, Starla, so I'm not really sure what's going on. That's why I asked earlier what everyone thought. There you go. Teach the kids to eat bugs. Yeah, it was actually a really cool event.
And stuff out of the yard.
Mr. Kong Abel says, have to sign off. Thanks for your content and for FreeSteading. You're very welcome, and thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you for being part of it.
I thought maybe you just took the figurative nut house with you, says Rain Country. Title 42 ends and the border is wide open. Well, the border is wide open now, except, well, I guess it depends on who you talk to. Camille Harris just said this week that border crossings are down 95%.
Oh, wow. That's
95%.
Wonderful.
That's a huge number.
They got it taken care of then.
It's all taken care of. We have nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about, folks.
I'm sensing a business opportunity. Solar powered electric homestead vehicles, off-road golf carts, side-by-sides. Yeah, I like this. You should make them. Hippocrates, you could do it. Let's see, Gregory says Blue Bunny has an ice cream plant and headquarters there. Yep, no cricket ice cream. Yeah, I've never seen cricket ice cream. Eagle Lover says she's full of it. Well, she said that it was 95%. They have stopped 95% of everyone crossing the border. 700,000 people waiting to cross already. Poultry for Life says because they're all here, no one's left to come in.
Oh.
Yeah, and of course, we all believe Harris is being straightforward on that. Haha. Yeah, I think that her love of school buses and
she loves
school buses, especially ones with USB ports. That was powerful. And now
powerful.
And they've closed the border. 95%. I'm impressed. Mandy says we've been trying to put up our 30 by 96 high tunnel and we encountered huge rocks for all our posts. So we ended up renting a big jackhammer. Now it looks crooked. Oh, well, at least it's up. Yeah. You know what? Rocky ground. I know people who up here in Kansas, not where I live, but south of me, who deal with, you dig down 3 inches and it's solid rock and every fence post has to be put into that. Ugh. Dan says, I'm sorry, all. I'm still recovering from a concussion and can only handle watching for a few minutes, so I need to duck out. I will keep catching these, though. Hey, Dan, it was good to see you, my friend. See you soon.
Speedy recovery.
Yep, speedy recovery. The VP didn't specify which direction they were going. Yeah. Yep, Dan says, nice to meet you, B.
Yes.
Yep. I'm new here. What area east-west do y'all cover in the Midwest? I'm heading that way soon. Okay, make sure I understand the question. I'm new here. What area east-west do y'all cover in the Midwest? If you're talking about like the Midwest Preparedness Project, Gizmo, I mean, there are people that came all the way from New York. So it's pretty much everywhere. To me, I would consider the Midwest, pretty much, anywhere from, Texas to North Dakota and then over to maybe Illinois and Indiana and, Arkansas, Missouri, a lot of those states, really even into maybe parts of Kentucky and that stuff. But, yeah, so I'm not really sure of the question. Vice President just appointed a AI czar. What a joke. Yeah. Did you see that she was the head controller at an AI conference with a bunch of the big tech guys just this last week? Now they made her the AI czar. I guess they think she'll do a good job as a border czar. Yeah. Yeah, I could make all kinds of jokes right there, but I think I'm just not going to. Oh my goodness. Look, I am so far behind.
There you go.
Okay. Let me see here. Oops. Big Kid says a 300-watt panel on the roof of my golf cart does 90% of all the charging. It's also jacked up 6 inches and has large aggressive tires. I need one of those. Carrie Davis says they grow rocks in Arkansas. Yeah. Let me see here. They're going to build electric car plant here. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. Maybe someday. I mean, I think, electricity's nice. You can charge from the sun. I mean, we live off grid, right? So we have solar. So I'm a fan of electricity, but I just don't think where they're at makes any sense. Let me see here. Thanks. You answered it perfectly. Okay, perfect, Gizmo. Let me see here. Rain Country. I held on to a couple of those borage seeds you sent me several years ago, and they are sprouting.
Oh,
Awesome. My understanding is that they get their papers before they cross, making it seem legal. I'm so past all that. All right, what do you got? I got some interesting things to talk
I'm
about.
taking a note real quick because
We're gonna rant.
her saying that reminded me that I have Heidi seeds, so I need to dig out my Heidi seeds.
You do need to dig out your Heidi seeds.
Because I got them before growing season. Then her saying that just went, oh, I gotta put that down. Not sure. I don't remember what I have, but I will plant something.
Mike and Jen said, I'm a bit jealous of your beautiful pond bee. It's so beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Yeah. I would recommend, if you guys are out there, whoever's out there building a homestead, water. You'll thank me later, or you'll tell me I was wrong. But even if I'm wrong, you have a beautiful place to stare at. So
yeah,
I think water is going to become a bigger and bigger issue.
And I had not pictured it like that, but I'm glad that I can see it from the house.
And Heidi said, just to be clear, that we are not going to be growing a crop of Heidi's. Just to be clear.
I have Heidi seeds. Oh, wouldn't that be amazing if I could grow some Heidi's? Oh my gosh. I'd have a crop of them.
Yeah. Hey, Gregory wants to know who's growing sweet potatoes, and you got any tips? You got any tips? Could you grow them?
Yeah, I just take sweet potatoes from the year before and stick them in dirt, and then
there's more to it than that.
Put them in the.
So you just take a potato and set it on the dirt.
I just put dirt around it, yeah.
The whole potato?
The whole potato, just like that, yeah. And then it'll start growing off there. And then when there's 3 leaves and 3 stems, I cut it and then I put it in water. So every 3 leaves and 3 stems, I cut it. So if it's, cut it, put those, put those in water, and then they'll start to root. And then you take that root or that slip and you put it in the dirt. But yeah, I just take the whole potato and put it in the dirt with the top of it showing, just the top of it showing. And then it just makes its own.
Yeah, RN sent me an email on this. We're talking about this earlier. She says, does anybody know why a purple top turnip would give off a toxic chemical smell? These were fresh grown, non-GMO, grown with no poisons. About half had the smell and half didn't. I'd never seen it. I went and I told RN this, but I went and Googled it and tried to read it. I couldn't find anything that said that.
Turnips, I wonder.
They smell like sulfur sometimes, but I couldn't find anything from a chemical perspective.
I wonder if that has anything to do with was it a microgreen turnip? You know how when a while ago they stopped selling all the sprouts because of all the bacteria or whatever that were in the sprouts. And so like you'd go to a restaurant and a sandwich that normally has sprouts on it, they're like, nope, we can't do the sprouts anymore. Like all the restaurants stopped selling them and the stores stopped selling them. You can grow your own, but a lot of the seeds, like I noticed this year that some of the seeds on them say have not been treated with something. And so like those seeds are good for microgreens because those seeds had not been treated with whatever. And this whatever that it is could help the seed grow.
I don't know.
Better.
You think that's what's causing the chemical smell?
It might. Because so like I just noticed that on some of the seeds that it said that on the back of them. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I've never seen that before. It's an inoculant, Johnny says.
Hey, Johnny, how are you? Yeah, it's an inoculant.
It's an inoculant.
These were full-blown turnips, she says. She says, and had the smell when once peeled.
Once they were peeled.
All came from the same bed.
Weird.
And we grow purple top turnips out here wild.
Right. Ours
Yeah, but I've never had a chemical smell. Has anybody else ever experienced a chemical smell? Because I have not. Ever.
And they were cooked the same way. Half of them had the scent and half of them did
I think
not.
he was
so I
saying.
wonder
I think he was saying they weren't cooked. Right? They just peeled them and they smelled that way. Like they were,
raw.
They were full-grown turnips and had the smell when once peeled.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know. All my starts are from saved seeds this year. Have a few new seeds to sow of different things too. Yeah, Bee saved most of her seeds this year too. There's a few oddballs we'll put in there, but I do not use any pre-inoculated seeds. No experience. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't help RN.
Yeah,
I'd never heard of it, and I googled it, and I could not find anything to help. But all right, so we talked about. Okay, hey, let's do some laundry items real quick. How's that? Oh, Hippocrates says my first question would be, any other odd smells? Recent COVID, did anyone else notice the odd smell as well? And Gregory says turnips can have a strong smell. They can, and they can smell like sulfur, but I've never had them smell chemical. I mean, I've had them stink, right? But I've never had them. Anyway, okay, so laundry items. So on FreeSteading, we created the buy, sell, trade group. So there's an actual group for buy, sell, trade now. So you guys can go in if you want to, and feel free to
trade with somebody.
Buy, sell, and trade. Yeah, and it was interesting. So one of the very first comments on it was, are there any specific rules to the buy, sell, trade group? And I answered it like this. I said, if it's illegal in your state, it's illegal here. And if everybody plays nice, we won't need any more rules, right? And so as long as people aren't doing stupid things, we won't put any more rules on it, and people can do what they want. But if we start having problems, then we'll have to buckle down. But the buy, sell, trade group is up on FreeSteading. For those who don't know.
So how is it just? Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, look. I'll open it up on the screen.
So is it by state?
No, it's
so right there. That person has something to sell right there.
Yep, someone's selling some rabbits for sale and some chickens for sale, which I'm perfectly fine with. But as long as, again, people play nice, then I won't have to do nothing, right?
Okay.
I don't want to govern it. I want it to just be, just be cool, man.
Mm-hmm. So this is anywhere, any state,
any country.
Okay, that'll make it harder.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I mean, you're
categories. So like if I need to buy some hamburger, how could I buy some hamburger from this? Oh, can you do a search right there? Hamburger, beef.
Yeah, Miley says, what means of payment? Okay, so here's the thing, Miley, is that we're not FreeSteading is not involved in that. Think about it like kind of like Craigslist. If you go buy something, you have to arrange payment with the seller, or with the buyer. We're not, at least at this point, we're not going to go down that road, because as soon as I start facilitating the payment, I open myself up to big lawsuits based upon my conversations with the attorneys. And so until I can figure out a better way, we're just going to let it be like that. Because as long as I don't touch the money, as long as FreeSteading doesn't, it gives me a layer of protection.
Okay, so if somebody isn't happy with their trade,
it's between them
it has nothing to do with you. You're
nothing to do with me.
Okay.
I didn't facilitate it. I didn't house it. I didn't ship it. I didn't have anything to do with it. Right? They just made a deal. So for now, that's the way it's going to be until I can figure out something better. But the good news is the buy, sell, trade group is up, and I put a link right there, Heidi, for you. Just a couple comments down from you.
Is there a section on looking for, like in search of?
Well, here's the thing, babe. It's like you can, right. So if I want to share something with the groups, right there. See, I would put, I'm
in
looking
search of.
Yeah, in search of whatever. Okay. I want to looking for a Turkish Kangal, and I just put it in there and hit post, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, Torture and Freedom says, thank you for adding the buy sell functionality tag. Yeah, heck yeah. I hope it works out. Half Bubble Off Plum, you do need to download the app. The app's better. Thanks. I actually found it just before you put the link. It was, of course, at the top. So easy to find. Thank you. It's funny. I don't hear that a lot. Most of what I hear is, man, this thing's hard to navigate.
Mm-hmm.
When the shit hits the fan, the Johnny will take payments in sandwiches.
I'd take a sandwich right now too.
Would you?
Yeah. Are you hungry?
No. Depending on the seller, purchases can be done in US dollar, Bitcoin, Dakin, radish seeds, Oliver, plow, point, shotgun shells, whatever you all agree on. Yep. And I'm going to try to just leave it like that for now. But I hope it works out, and I hope that people can just be decent, because if I've got to put out a whole bunch of fires or I end up having to spend a bunch of time managing it, I'll have to put things in place because I don't have time to manage it. I'll look in. I don't know if you guys know this about FreeSteading, but I am in FreeSteading once, twice a day, and usually for 10 or 12 minutes, and I'm gone. So I'm not there a lot. I know this surprises people that I'm not just sitting on there watching for someone to say something that would be offensive so I can take them off, but that's just not how it works. Miley says, tag, a place to get your card. Yeah, no doubt, huh? Tag, can I look for a good woman on it? Oh, man, you got to be careful putting an ad out, but knock yourself out, Rickster.
In search of?
We have had a lot of conversation about a FreeSteading dating group. But yeah, was Rosie come in here? I didn't see it. Oh, maybe Rosie's in here. Did I not say hi to Rosie? Anyway, if I missed you, I'm sorry. Hello. But anyway, so FreeSteading has that, which is pretty cool. Also news on FreeSteading is FreeSteading also has a new sponsor, which I'm really, really excited about. And it partially has to do with because I own part of the company, but so there's a company out there called Grid Down.
Yeah, okay. This is a good deal.
Here, I'll put a link in there for you guys.
Oh, came right up.
Of course you did. Okay. You spoke too early. Nope, there you go. Okay, I'll put it in there. Copy. I love having two screens. It's just so nice. Okay, so I got involved with this company because what they're building is a plug and play solar system. So it's really just plug in the solar panels on one side, the house on the other, and everything else is kind of already done there for you. Their pricing, doing the same system that I have now, I could have done it for not quite half, but just about half the money. Yep, see, Grid Down. Look at that, right? And so anyway, I put the link out there if you guys want to check it out, but you'll start seeing them on FreeSteading. They're going to pick up a portion of the cost that it costs us for FreeSteading, because I don't know if you guys know this or not. We've been just paying it out of our pocket since FreeSteading began. No, this is not Hancock. Hancock's an installer. This is actually the company and basically the distributor for them. Most of it's made in the United States. It's got LiFePO4 batteries. The inverters are Lion Energy. All comes EMP hardened. And it's just way less money. So I'm pretty excited about it. Yeah.
Like the systems, you could choose like a whole system to where when we did it, we had to like pick and piece things together. And we have so many extra parts. You will not believe. That's why we have a powerhouse to store extra parts that we used at first, but then didn't need. So we're like, take that bus bar, $300 box and stick it to the side because we don't need it anymore.
I may need it sometime.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is like everything that you want this many, you want this system or this system or this system. And then you order the whole thing. Yep. Super easy.
Yep. Well, I'm excited about it because I'm excited. Well, a whole bunch of things. I'm excited for the systems because 25-year warranty.
Yeah.
Which I couldn't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
Also, shipping's free. Again, they come hardened, all that stuff. That's all good. But what I really am excited about is they're going to pay for part of the cost of FreeSteading.
Yes.
I'm really excited about part of the cost of FreeSteading.
Yes.
Right. David the Good is here. Hey, David, how are you, sir?
That is a big deal.
Yeah. So anyway, I would urge you guys to go check it out again. If they're going to support FreeSteading, let's make sure we support them.
Yep.
And but under full disclosure, I do own part of the company. So just make sure we're clear. So are you the same Rosie that beat me up at the Midwest Preparedness Project? Yeah. Let me see. Packrat says to David the Good, good, bad, or meh today? Meh. Let me see here. All right, cool. All right, so what else do we got there? That was important, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah. Hey, I posted a new video for you. Those of you guys who are listening, if you're interested in land, I just posted a new video 3 or 4 days ago on another piece of property. So
The 80 acres.
Yeah, the 80 acres. And I really would love to bring in some more.
Which what you said in that video is a good idea, because that I actually did get to watch that video.
What did you?
And you said if there were even 4 families who wanted to come together to buy it, you could do 20-acre plots and then still have enough acreage to be considered a farm, but that you kind of got to deal at the price because you were buying it such a bulk number. Do you know what they were? What it was an acre?
$5,500, I think.
$55 an acre,
if I remember right.
And that's down from what it was.
Yeah. Hey, Jen, he says David made me rethink about getting some bamboo for down by the creek. If you want some bamboo, if you reach out to Grumpy Acres, Jen, they have a huge field of it. I'm sure they can get you all the bamboo you want. And it would be pretty hardy, right? Because it grows here. It's going to grow down there in Arkansas. Yeah. Tag, need to holler at you about the solar project. Yeah, we do need to visit. We need to just get a phone call going here at some point, but we'll get there. I just been, again, super busy.
Well, and you're trying to put pieces together on all of this too, to make it to where it's easy for people.
Yeah. Well, it is supposed to be easy. And here's the thing is that I get to do some things with this directly in reference to grid down directly to our community.
Yes.
I'm going to make a huge push at getting everybody off the grid.
Yeah. Well, the more people around here that are self-sufficient, the lighter the load is on us.
Yes.
And that was one of the things that I had said, look, others, right? The motivation to help self and others, because when you are helping others fulfill their dreams and to be self-sufficient, then that takes the load off of us who are, they're saying I'm hungry and we're like,
yeah, well, it's one of those things I have to provide.
Yes.
Right. Every one of those steps we get along the way. We've got a bunch of homesteads going in. So, no pressure or anything like that. They buy whatever systems they want. I don't care. Right. I don't know why I did it, but if I can save them, $10,000, that's a good gig. Right.
And it's all complete. That's the thing. That's the thing you don't know until you live through it. And when you have all these extra parts and all this, in my opinion, wasted money because we're not using the parts. Yes, you could use them later. I understand, but we're not using them now. And that's hundreds and hundreds of dollars of wires and boxes what else can you use these boxes for?
Okay,
nothing.
Okay, guys,
they're
but listen.
For electricity.
Okay, but listen. Here's the thing, you guys. This is the thing Bede struggles with. So when we started this place, we had 1 inverter, 2 batteries, and a couple charge controllers. So the connections that I need to put all that together are different than today when I have 10 batteries, 3 inverters, 6 charge controllers.
You would think you would still be using those same parts. You would just add more to it.
No, it's not how it works, because I went from a bus bar to connect the batteries that was, this big, because I didn't have very many, to a big box because I have so many more batteries.
Breakers.
It got bigger. And so now those little bus bars, I don't need them. But, when we build a community building, I'll need them then.
Oh.
When we do some of these other things, I will need them then. It's that we grew the system pumping. It wasn't a waste of money. If you would have allowed me to go out and buy the whole system the first day,
I'm saying,
we could have saved all kinds of money. So how I see it, it's your fault.
No, that's what I'm saying. That with this, by you doing the work at Grid Down, with you doing the work and going, this is everything you need for this amount of wattage or amperage or ohms, whatever. And this is everything you need. The systems are stackable, right? So they can get a system like ours with more batteries, but they don't have to buy all those batteries.
Yes.
At one time.
Yes.
So they're stackable. You can add to, I'm just so happy that you've done that for everybody else.
If I don't,
it's because we've learned this huge lesson along the way.
I didn't know what I didn't know.
People don't. That's what I'm saying. When you don't know it, you don't know it. So by you simplifying it, I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, we're going to work on.
People are going to just.
Yeah. So basically, what we did is we found an American-made inverter, right? A decent company, and we took the inverter and charge controllers, added them to the good batteries, and then added them with the EMP shields and all of that stuff to create a package. We're going to do the same thing on a water system.
What do you mean a water
A
system?
water system where literally you can plug it into your house, plug it into the water source, and it'll be off
What,
grid.
like with the
Pumps and
tanks
pressure tanks and yeah, but
How
just a whole unit that's just got a plug on both sides, and everything else is already done. You don't have to hook it up.
So you'll have different sizes like this. This is different sizes of electricity.
Yeah, but I need to
Not
get
different
this. I need to
sizes
get
of
this launched
electricity.
first because I'm a week away from launching all that. So anyway,
That is just fantastic, folks.
Yep. Johnny says, or should I say, renting via property tax? Yeah, Johnny earlier was talking about how he'd given up on the prospect of owning land. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Johnny, don't give up. There's going to be
It's never too late.
some great buying opportunities down the road. Gypsy says, can't wait to get started on the new place. Yeah, I can't wait to help you, bud. Gizmo said, I'm going off grid as soon as my tiny home is built. So excited. Yeah, how awesome. I love living off grid. It takes management, but
yeah.
Arthur says, I want to send an email to you with my phone number, and I look forward to talking to you. I'm ready to go to work and make my contribution for the community. Hey, you know what, bud? I will call you. Just give me an email. Gregory says, is the zoning regs really strict in Kansas? No, they're light. So, Gregory, what I had to do is I bought a place that was zoned ag, and I had to get a building permit. They never inspected anything. In fact, the only hard part was the septic, because you had to get a permit, build it, then let them come inspect it, and then you could cover it. But other than that, I really didn't have anything to do. My pond, I didn't even need a permit. My well, I didn't need a permit. So, Rickster, I did not go cat hunting.
No, I found them for him. We have kittens.
Yeah, Rickster says tag 1, cats 9. Yeah. Hey, love runs rampant. Good evening. Too many variables have to line up for me to own property, and I don't think I have enough time left. Yeah, you do, bud. Don't give up hope. Would it work for a well 460 feet? Yes. Yes, it's just better because it's about sizing it, right? Mike has been going through different water systems, designing them. That is, so Mike and I should talk, because we haven't built all this. We have water systems that I built here, and I learned a ton down, going down the road, but I didn't put that together. Mike, because of his profession,
right,
would be a great, maybe Mike would be interested in manufacturing them, and then we'll sell them for him. Right? I hear something brewing. In the day, my grandpa had a 32-volt wind charger and a big bank of glass batteries. Grandma liked her 32-volt mixer. Wow. Yep, he's a plumbing contractor, handy to have around. Yeah, I wasn't going to divulge that, but yes, maybe he can manufacture systems for us, and then I'll sell them. That'd be cool. Right? Talk about, hooking up the community, right?
Yeah, that's exciting, because when you take the guesswork out of it, then you got people moving in. Here's electricity. Here's water. Here's who you contact with. Oh, that's where that book comes in.
Yeah.
Man, you're a smart fella.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Right? Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
So we're building a resource book. We are not building it. One of our community members here is building a resource book for new people who move into the area, and it will have all the contractors, all the well diggers. It will have, where people bank. It'll have who people get their insurances from, just all the kinds of things. And then we'll all make notes on them about what our experiences was. But one of the things we'll be able to do in there is say, hey, these are options. You can wholesale buy solar panels and inverters. And here's your options to wholesale buy T-posts and, those kind of things.
You didn't say solar panels. Is that solar panels?
No, this is just a system.
Okay, so you still have to get solar panels.
Yep. So we're in discussions. I'm trying to get a wholesale deal on solar panels, and then we'll just pass the cost along.
Yeah.
But the grid down, it's the inverters, the charge controllers, the batteries, and it's just plug and play.
In
and out. That's it. So let me see here. Call him. I'm sure he'd love to chat. Yeah, I'll try to make that happen, because I think that'd be kind of cool.
Oh, you have his phone number.
I do. I think that's the only one I have is his, by the way. I don't think I have Jen's. I think I just got Mike's, I think. But let me see here. Okay, so what do you got? What's next?
I think that's about it.
That's about it for you?
Yeah, I had to reseed the ground cherries because only 4 of them came up.
And
I think that I'm going to take the rest of the seeds and scatter them.
I'd throw them in the woods.
Because
let them be what they are.
Because there was a lot. Mm-hmm. And then if I can get them to grow, then I can just harvest them from there too.
How did we get so through your list and not hardly
because then we go through mine. And a lot of the things that you had said, I had put on my list, like my chickens. And you're like, hey, why don't you talk about your chickens? So
Okay. My next item on my list. I found something interesting today. So there was a poll that was done on Fox News. And, Fox is as crooked as CNN, just so I say it. But I found this was interesting. That 50% of Americans believe that gender is identified at birth, and 43% say it can be changed. This is not, the reason I brought this up was not about what gender and all that. It's not about that. What it's about is I think it's interesting that if any part of that poll is accurate, that half the population believes it can be changed and half the population believes that it can't. I mean, talk about, principle divide, right? I found that super interesting. I would have guessed it would have been 85% believed it was at birth and 15% believe it can be changed.
You can't believe the numbers that you find.
No, you can't. You can't. But I found that.
Come on, people.
I found that super, super interesting.
Although, takes all kinds.
Yeah. Let me see here. Gregory says there's a lot of people that have livestock wells are converting to solar pumps and ditching the windmills. Yeah, solar's the way to go. There's no moving parts.
Right.
They have longevity. They'll be there a long, long time as long as you take care of them and you do the normal stuff you're supposed to be doing. So
and don't do stuff you're not supposed to be doing.
Richard says I used filtered rainwater to gravity feed my toilet. Yeah, Richard, I have one toilet in my house that's gravity fed from Bethany's water tank in her greenhouse, and I just ran one of them. And it can run on the other system too. You just got to turn a valve, and I did that in case we ever, lost power. We'd still have a toilet.
A flushing toilet.
Yeah. Was the turnip past its time in any way? Starla, I talked to RN about this exact thing, and it had just come out. It was fresh. So Johnny says gender's determined at conception. End of discussion. Eagle Lover says basically we're screwed. Tamara says that is messed up. Just to clarify, conception is when the egg is fertilized. Let me see here. Those pesky chromosomes evidently don't mean anything. Let me see here. Jen, but a steel bottom bed is a good way to keep bamboo from knocking on your door for a midsummer talk and taking over your farm. Yeah. I'm sure that was accurate, right? Those numbers depend on where they did the polling. Well, of course they do. This is just what had come out in the news, and I just found it interesting. I would not have anticipated those numbers. But I'll put it up real quick here. I did, but we will do it again for you, bud. There you go. I didn't get surveyed. I'm not sure it's a good comparison. Yeah. Well, do with it what you will. I didn't necessarily want to get into not that I mind, but get into what determines gender. I just find it fascinating that on Fox News that the divide is 57-43. To me, find that fascinating. Don't you find that weird? Yeah. Like that, I would expect that on CNN, but then again, maybe, what do I know? All American Prepper says, I live 100% off grid. I use a 5-gallon bucket with a garbage bag in it. Yeah, we did that for a while out here before we put the septic in. And congratulations on living off grid, All American Prepper, and congratulations on, reaching that level of freedom, because I know it's hard to get there. Mm-hmm. And I do. If anybody knows, I know, right? Because I went through it. Psalms 139:16, thine eyes did see my substance, yet being unperfect, and in thine book all my members were written, which in continuance were fashioned, when as yet there was none of them. Nostradamus says, I find it frightening. Yeah, again, it wasn't the conversation that what they were talking about that surprised me so much. It was that the numbers were so close. In thine book, all my members were written, speaks of DNA. In thy book, all my members were written. Yeah. People are so confused. Oh my goodness, aren't they? Don't forget to prep salt so you can salt your meat and slow smoke it. That's how I keep my meat. I do not use refrigeration at all. Oh, good for you. Yeah, we do bucket All American Prepper. We do bucket parties over here where we'll get a bunch of homesteads together and we'll fill buckets with, people bring over their goods, whatever they want to bucket, put in Mylar and put them up. And the last time you did salt.
Salt. Lots of salt. Just
salt. So it's hard to get help in Tennessee. Looking forward to getting started. Love you, and we'll talk soon. Good night. Good night, Tag and B. Good night, Julie.
Good night.
I love you. You hang tough, okay? Scientists will tell you DNA reads like a book. Yep. You just reach your hand down your pants, and what you have is what you are. It's really that simple. Yeah. Sad. Yeah, I thought it was so interesting because just again that the numbers were that close. I would not have guessed that. Also, guys, breaking news. I know every one of you guys are going to stand up in your chair. You're going to applaud. Don't be cheating over here. This is big.
I want to see.
This is big.
What are you gonna say?
It's big. So big.
You know I don't like surprises.
Today, the World Health Organization announced the COVID pandemic is over.
Thank goodness. We're all gonna live. We'll all get out alive.
Hey, DeVries, good evening to you. Let me see. I told Mike if we open a store, restaurant, or whatever, the restroom signs will say XX and XY. Oh my good, you'll have so much confusion.
Gosh, there'll be all kinds of confusion.
Yeah. All American purposes, I hunt and fish and trap all my food. I do not go to the grocery store. Good for you.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, good for you. Yeah, I thought you guys would find the World Health Organization actually said the pandemic's over. I found it super fascinating. You know what else happened at the same time?
No.
So at the same, right when that was breaking and they were coming out there, the United States recalls 500,000 vaccines over a bacteria risk.
Well, they don't need them anymore, though.
I just found it. I don't know. I look down at the headlines and I go, "That's so funny."
Yeah.
You know?
Well, thank goodness, because now Rain Country's neighbor can stop wearing her mask in the front yard when she's by herself.
Yeah. Yeah, we were all saved. Thank you, World Health Organization. Lori, see, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, maybe your neighbor will stop wearing the mask alone in her front yard and in her rig. Yeah, maybe.
Finally.
Probably not. What does a rock band have to do with health? The Who?
The Who?
Yeah.
Who?
MJ says early day tomorrow. Good night. Good night, MJ.
Good night.
It was good hanging out with you.
Yes.
Heard they're putting out the next one in June. We get a month without a pandemic.
Oh, no.
By the way, I have been invited. I haven't even told B this yet. On June the 4th to go down and premiere the Plandemic 3 movie. The guy who, the people who made Plandemic 1, Plandemic 2, and are now doing Plandemic 3. I've been invited to come down and hang out with all of them. I might do it. We'll see how it works, but pretty cool. Nostradamus says they wear the mask so they won't lick the windows. Skanes Girl said, what did the Who say? The Who, Skanes Girl, this is important. They say that the COVID pandemic is officially over.
It's over.
It's over, Skanes Girl. Yep, it's going to be crazy prey for us on the West Coast. Potpourri says, laugh out loud, now I can sleep knowing him. Yeah, I know, right? Who are you? Who? Yep. Stop wearing the mask when you ride your motorcycle. Tag, maybe you're too young to know the Who's band. Oh, no, I know who the Who is.
The Who?
Yeah, don't forget, I was a long-haired guy. I was a rock guy, going through high school. The Moon and Stars used to work above the door on an old outhouse. Yep. Just heard today 16 kinds of bugs can be added to your food. Lovely. Yeah. Heidi, that's just played in my head. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just thinking about that.
Yes, the Who is a band. Yep, I listened to them a little bit with the Grateful Dead, Led Zeppelin, but the best band of that era, in my opinion, hands down, Pink Floyd. Yep, hard to pass on bugs in my food. I agree. I'm a pureblood. I'm not getting no jab. Well, you don't need to. It's over. They fixed it. Next is alien herpes.
Weird.
Our neighbor won't even let the city workers in her yard without a mask because none of them are vaccinated. Laugh out loud. Yeah, 10 bug soup recipe by the World Economic Forum.
Did you hear that the aliens are coming from the oceans now too?
I did not hear this.
Yes.
Where'd you hear that at?
Deep sea ocean aliens.
Really? You believe this?
Anybody else hear this?
Yeah, I have not heard this.
Yes. They're coming from the oceans, deep within the earth.
Yeah, RN said the turnips were planted last October and all harvested in March and promptly peeled and cooked. The smell came when the turnip was peeled. All that smelled okay were good. I actually, the All American Prepper, I think, has a great point. Some people look better with the mask on. Yeah. Rain Country says the beast rises up from the sea. Arthur says, tag and B, I sent you my number. Yep, cool. I'll call you tomorrow. Life with Mike and Jen says, I saw that movie. Yep. Jefferson Airplane. In Africa, they have sea creatures. True. That's where the fallen angels are.
In the oceans?
Hey, I got some other good news for you guys. You can take all of your money out and you can give it to Apple. Apple now has a 4.5% savings account.
Really?
Really? You can earn 4. That's a good rate on a savings account. What's your bank paying? 1? You'd be lucky to get 1. Yep. So for those of you guys who are wondering where to put your money, Apple now has a 4.5% savings account. No, I can't send any money to Apple.
No, we probably will not be sending any of our money to Apple.
Oh, 4.5%.
Yeah. We'll just buy another building.
Yep. All American Preppers, I love this channel. I'm subscribing. Well, thank you for subscribing. I hope you become a regular All American Prepper. I'd love to hear more about how you live off grid.
I'd like to see some videos.
Yeah, you want to come on that? You want to come on the channel? Just tell me. We'll do it, man. We will do it. I love people who go out there and do that kind of stuff. If the mass would just keep their mouths shut, it would work great. Yeah.
Who said that?
So
Lori.
Yeah, Lori. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Ted Nugent.
You know Ted.
I know
you
Ted.
Know Teddy.
Yeah, I do know Ted. I actually have a story about Ted, All American Prepper. Did you know that I don't know if anybody else can say this, but I did push-ups on top of canteens at the feet of Ted Nugent. And then later on, years and years later, I would go on and actually end up meeting him. He is one of the spokespeople for EMP Shield. And so it's funny how that whole circle comes around. But yeah, I've actually done push-ups at his feet. Let me see. Mr. Rain says tangible assets, right, B?
Yeah.
I'd buy the stuff on our poll I did on FreeSteading before I'd put it in an Apple account. Yeah. I think the beast from the sea was Imperial Rome. Oh, interesting. You don't buy into the Great Deception. We know about the fallen angels and their dead. What is that word? Nephilim? Spirited children who became demons. Just another day under heaven. Did the turnips winter out in the field? Gregory's asking RN. Lori, just keep saying, oh, sorry, can't hear you. Lori, just keep saying, oh, sorry, can't hear you.
Yeah, I think they overwintered in the field and were picked in March, right?
Okay, yep. Good night, all. 5:30 comes early. Terminator, good night. Hey, when I get done, me and B, when we go to bed, we'll watch your Buffalo Seed Company video.
Yes.
Tag, would you repeat what the World Health Organization said? Because some of us missed it. Yes, RN. This is really important. Really, really important. The World Health Organization now says the COVID pandemic is over. You can leave your house. You can go to the store. You can have Thanksgiving with your family again. Hooray!
You can get a job.
I thought it was funny. Oh man, this is way too funny. Leonard Skinner and ZZ Top Leonard Skinner and ZZ Top are still my favorites to listen to. Yeah, I like Leonard Skinner a lot. ZZ Top's good, but I wouldn't put him in the top 100. But Leonard Skinner would certainly be there.
No, you liked like heavy metal, right?
No,
like,
not really. I mean, I like Pink Floyd and Eagles, and I mean,
that's true.
Eagle Lover says, B, that's a good one. Get a job. Did B get push-ups at her feet asking for someone else? Did I ever do push-ups at your feet?
No.
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 No. Good night, everyone. Good night, Tag and B. Arthur, good night. The All American Prepper said the fallen angels are the watchers of mankind, and they found women attractive and bred with them, and that's where the Nephilim came from. Original Van Halen and Def Leppard. I like both of those. I know, RN, right? Hooray. Right? Can you believe it? I'm telling you, I was so excited when I read that the pandemic was over.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm like, B, we don't have to live off grid anymore.
Right.
We can go get in debt. We can own a nice house. I need a new truck. I want a Raptor.
As I said, you can get a job.
Yeah, I have a job. I have a lot of jobs.
I meant like one that you go to every day.
I do have one I go to every day.
I meant like outside of
the
the house.
I work for Ethiopia.
I mean, like away from here.
Oh, you're trying to get rid of me?
No, I'm just kidding. I know you're always busy.
The All American Prepper says, absolutely. I was a guest on Angry Pepper and a guest on the Roaming Prepper. I would love to be a guest on your channel. Cool. American Prepper, let's do it. Hey, my email is tag NB. So tag the letter NB at lifedonefree.com. And let's send me an email. We'll hook it up. We'll make it happen. You can reopen your business if you didn't go bankrupt. That is tag. You could go back in the insurance business now. Doesn't that sound great?
Doesn't that sound great?
Does it?
You go.
I'm just so excited.
Wear a suit and tie.
I know, right? I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited.
Play games.
Yep.
Go golfing.
Yep. Jen says they're sending you
buddies.
to Taganistan.
I know.
Right. You live in there.
I live there.
And what's it like?
I live with. Have you been productive today? What did you do today?
What's wrong with that?
Because you're always like, and then you're like, have you been productive today? What did you do? For how long?
No, I don't.
No, you do say, have you been productive
I do.
today?
I do say that.
What is on your plans? What is on your list of activities for the day?
Did you ever think that maybe I'm just curious? What's going on?
If I was productive?
I'm having conversations.
I wonder how
with
many
you.
husbands come home and say, were you productive today?
I don't know. Husbands out there, wives out there, if your husbands ever come home and ask you if you've been productive today, is that weird? Yeah, don't influence them. Let them answer the question.
I think that they have minds of their own. I think that they can answer it without me saying anything.
Well, our so smart and with it president told us a while back the pandemic was over. Was he wrong? Oh
man, we missed that one.
RN says, tag, I still people riding in their cars by themselves with a mask on. Isn't that crazy? You could get a new fancy man bag. I could get a man bag. I could get a man bag.
Mine.
You know, I could get Devised Leather to make me one.
Oh, that'd actually be pretty
because they
cool.
do good stuff. B, that is what Kevin says all the time.
Really?
You know, I like him more and more and more. That Kevin, he's a good guy. Whoops, tag getting called out on his administrative methods. Country for Shore says yes. Love Runs Rampant says yes. Weird. Yep. Rain says, and I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw the beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horn 10 crowns, and upon his head was the name of blasphemy. I wonder if he was productive. Eagle Lover says yes. How was your day? I think she's saying yes. Were you productive? Is weird. Yeah, and I should be asking you, how was your day?
Yeah, you could say, how was your day? And then I could say, like, oh, I did these or this or that.
Johnny says, asking a wife if she's been productive will get you a divorce. Ask me how I know twice. So did you actually, Johnny, ask her if she was productive?
Like in those words, you said, were you productive today?
Yeah. Okay, so Jen says, bahaha. Mike says similar stuff. Type A, task-oriented husband. I don't understand what's wrong with it.
That's why you liked him so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a burn. I'm not saying you were unproductive today. I just said, were you productive today?
I would like to know in which way you were productive. Though.
You do know that sometimes you could get away with that you could get through that whole thing by just saying, yes. I felt good today.
No way, Jose.
And I would high five you.
No way, Jose.
I would follow up. Are you proud of your efforts today?
Yeah.
And you would say yes, and I would high five you.
And you would say, what did you get done?
I probably would.
And then you would then say, I wouldn't call that very productive.
DeVries says, I'm afraid to say my wife is listening. Yeah. Will not well stupid speech text. Is a man bag called a mag?
A mag.
Yeah, maybe. I don't like it too much. So towards Joy and Freedom Chung
Said
she
yes.
don't like it when Kevin does it to her.
Right.
But I do it all the time. But I really don't mean it like I'm not being critical. I was just asking. Do you feel ask me, say, Tad, you feel proud of what you did today?
No, because I know
Yes.
how you would react. That's not.
Yes, I felt great about what I did today.
It's not the same. It doesn't go both ways.
Yes, it does go both ways. Why doesn't it?
No, because what I say to you is things like, what did you do today? And then you would be like, worked.
Yeah, but ask me if I've been productive today. I'll show you how this goes.
Have you been productive today?
Yes. Have I?
What did you get done today?
Oh man, I built that whole wall, plywooded all of that, got that little room built.
Are you proud of your efforts?
Yeah, I did. I worked all day today. Did your efforts match mine?
Basically. Basically. I mean, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Plywooded a wall.
You know, Milk and Honey's funny. Her answer is I ate bonbons. So is hers.
Yeah.
She says it all the time. I'll say, like, were you productive today? And she likes to answer it like this. She goes,
yeah.
I just sat on my ass and ate bonbons all day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not burning you. I'm not, it's not a burn. And just asking.
Yeah.
So defensive.
I'm up here trying to move a chicken tractor and you're like, geez, what'd you do all day?
Oh, Jonathan says, hey, all finally made it. Chores done in time before dark. Yep, Jonathan, you're a rock star. Jonathan, were you productive today?
His chores are getting
Did you feel
bigger.
proud of your efforts today?
Oh, my
Because apparently
God.
these are offensive words.
Not offensive, but
All American Prepper says he'll email me.
Weird.
Rock on. You wouldn't want to know what I said to you if you asked me that. I would want to know. Because to me, it's just not that weird. Maybe I need to adjust the way I talk to you. Like, to me, it's cool,
now you're finally getting it. You may need to adjust the way you talk to you.
Packrat says, where are you on your deliverables, B? Ready for the big meeting at the kitchen table tomorrow morning? That's what I'm talking about.
Deliverables.
Yeah. Deliverables are like, like I tell you all week long, don't forget we have a live on Friday. What do you want to talk about? Right? And show them your beautiful list. I think those are beautiful. So I asked, did you have clean underwear or clean towel after you showered? Did you enjoy your breakfast, dinner? I did. It was wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely wonderful. See, this is the thing is that she takes me wrong because I don't mean it mean. I'm seriously asking, did you feel productive today? Because there's days I feel productive and there's days I feel like, man, I worked all day long, got nothing done.
Yeah, there's days where like people are in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out and I'm like, I was supposed to get that done.
Yeah. But by you asking me if I was productive today, and if I was to say no, I don't feel productive today. It's just not a burn. In fact, I would like it if you would tell me, no, I don't feel like I was productive today. I got this happened, and then we could talk about it. Like, I totally don't mean it.
So are you looking for a conversation? Like you're like, hey, let's bond.
Yes. I'm saying, how was your day? In my way.
Talk.
In my way.
And I'm like, don't talk to me.
Yeah, I'm the girl in the relationship.
Mm-hmm. Leave me alone.
Jonathan says he was very productive today, especially when he got home from work. Men are from Mars and women are from Bedens. We don't speak the same language. No, we don't. Right. Yeah, no, we don't. I asked my mom one time if she was an efficiency expert. That didn't go well.
Yeah.
Bar Bonds and Peg Bundy. Let me see here. It rained here all day, so I took the day off. Cool. Mm-hmm. See, I think that can be productive too. Men and women just think differently. They do think differently. Man speak. It's an actual language.
It is.
It is.
They like talk to each other like that too.
Yeah, but what you girls have to understand is that we really aren't being, I'm not critiquing. I'm really asking you how your day was. Did you have a big exciting day? Did you get a lot done? Was it awesome? I planted all the potatoes. I baked you 4 pies and 2 dozen cookies and, Anyway. Let me see here. Jonathan says, beat the squash Already seeds sprouted in 1 day. We got some rain last night. Wonder how they'll do in my clay soil. Squash.
Squash. Those particular squash grow very well in anything I have ever planted them in.
Yeah.
I've been planting them for years.
Packrat says, B, you got to throw a bunch of business terms in so he doesn't miss his desk job. Tag, we're looking at a sharp downturn in baked goods for you in the second quarter due to increased demand in other sectors.
Yeah.
If you ever said that to me, I would die. I would absolutely die. That's awesome. Florida Mama Bear says, my most productive days mostly happen after I get home from work. Yep. American Prepper says, my man bag has a pew-pew in it.
Mm-hmm.
I hope everybody's does. Tambra says, you wish. Men will grunt and only real men will understand. Hive inspection 4 colonies is productive. Oh, heck yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot of work.
Good job.
My corn came up in 2 days when I planted them 2 inches deep. A woman's bag should have a pew-pew too, unless she is wearing it on her person. And you should wear it on your person, I think. I farm 10 acres, raise rabbits, and work as a bouncer. Super cool. I can't wait. We'll tell the whole story on the channel. Rhonda, you are right in time. We've been at it only an hour and 50 minutes. Good. I need to have a bushel ready for the next Midwest Preparedness Festival. Oh, that's exactly what you need, Jonathan, because I love squash. Tag, if we could just answer the question and not analyze the wording. Yes. That Miley, you actually hit my point exactly on. I was seriously just asking a question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not digging. I'm not analyzing. I'm not any of those things. Were you productive today?
Were you productive today?
Mm-hmm. You know, now this is the same woman when I would, back in the days when I was working, I would leave and she'd say, don't let me down today. So that shit works both ways, right?
I think that's the same thing.
Yes. Rain says wearing it is best. It is. Red Flyer Media. Yeah, popping in a little late. Just finished watching my 8-year-old grandson play baseball. Well, that was far more important than here. Right. Enjoy those times because, man, they go quick.
Not the truth.
Yep. On our persons. I could not agree more. Rain Country Greed. You got to have an ace in the hole, a secret that nobody knows. Well, I haven't gotten to my big topic of the night, but there's one that I thought would probably cause some stir.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys will like this, or maybe you won't like this. So I got a call yesterday from one of our state reps. So I know most of the politicians around here, and I've done stuff with them. And anyway, I know them from business and those kind of things. So anyway, I got a call from one of them, and we got into a conversation about gun control. And I thought this was just such an interesting topic. And what the topic had to do with mental illness and about the argument that people with mental illness should not be allowed to own guns. And I think I'm going to pause that right there, and we'll go on to something else, and then I'll come back to it once I read your guys' comments. But I'd be interested to know your guys' take on mental illness and guns. And then I'll tell you what I said to him. And he was appreciative of my answer, I think, or he was just giving me lip service. One of the two, but...
Well, like if they were diagnosed mentally ill?
Yeah. Yeah, so someone diagnosed mentally ill, how do you feel about them owning guns? Right?
Any mental illness? Does it matter?
Well, yeah. Well, that's an interesting
all
point.
All kinds of different kinds, right? I mean, all kinds of levels of...
So which ones do you think are okay? Oh, Skates girl, you get the gold ribbon because this is exactly the issue, in my opinion. Exactly the issue.
What'd she say?
Florida Mama Bear, same thing. Yep. So basically what I told him is that are you really comfortable handing people's constitutional rights to the hands of an unelected official? Are you really comfortable in a doctor, whether they're a good doctor or a bad doctor, saying who gets to have their constitutional rights that were given to us by God? These people who have these mental illnesses don't lose their constitutional rights because they have a mental illness. If they have committed no crime, why are they being punished? You can have safety or you can have freedom. You can't have both, and we have to pick. I would choose freedom over safety every day of the week. And unfortunately, innocent people die in that situation. But the alternative is you're going to get into a place where, as long as you have PTSD, they can successfully disarm all of the veterans coming back from overseas. So I think I'm 100% opposed to it. If someone has not committed a crime, they should not be punished. I mean, that's like what was that movie?
That they were picking
They were predicting the crime
Tom
and then
Cruise
arresting. Yeah,
was
I don't remember the name of it, but
crimes ahead of time.
Yeah, I'd like to read some of these. Sink full of, depends on how severe the illness is. Okay, Richard, but who gets to determine how severe the illness is? Where's the line?
Yeah, so I guess all those dudes wearing dresses don't get firearms.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So like they're saying, like the people who believe that they're 6-year-old little girls and they're grown men are mentally they have mental health issues.
But if they have committed no crime, how can they be punished for a crime they did not commit? And how is it that they can have their constitutional rights were given to us by God, according to the Constitution?
Yeah.
Right? They're not a privilege, they're a right. Anyway, I told him all of these things. And again.
So was he thinking that it was a good idea to take the guns away from
No,
him?
he knows me and he just wanted to know my take on it. He called specifically to ask that question. And I told him what I thought. It depends on how far the legal definition mentally ill creeps from the actual dangerous mental ill conditions. Packrat, this is an important point, because once you create a line, once we say it's okay under this line, look at how gun control has gone over the last however many years, or even the war on drugs. It creeps and creeps and creeps and creeps and creeps and creeps and creeps. If we allow them to use mental illness, if we allow that jump where someone can lose their constitutional rights before they have committed a crime, if we allow that jump, it'll just be a matter of time. The next thing you know, people who have anxiety, people who have ADHD, people who suffer from depression, whatever it is, gone. And if they can take your Second Amendment rights, they can certainly take your First. They can certainly take your Fourth. They can certainly take the rest of them, right?
I was gonna say, if you take one, they can take all of them. Why would one be more important than the others?
Yep. Minority Report. Thank you, guys. Yes.
Yes.
Those who trade freedom for safety deserve neither. Yep, 100%. I think I'm 100% opposed to it. 100%. Yes and no, because many have depression, but they will not go out and use a gun inappropriately. But yes and no. So who determines the yes and no? Potpourri for life.
Mm-hmm.
Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Benjamin Franklin.
Ben Franklin.
Unarmed and helpless is unarmed and helpless, and I will never understand that. Right? That's the same with marijuana use. You sign that you don't use it on your license in MD, Maryland, maybe. And they must make MJ legal in Maryland. They are trying to get those ones, I think. Pre-crime. See, this is what I'm talking about, Gregory, right here. These people, I don't care what they're diagnosed. You guys ever known anybody to get a wrong diagnosis?
Right.
First of all? So these rights were given to us by God. They're rights. They're not privileges. When it is not okay to take somebody's right for them if they have not committed a crime. Now, you remove someone else's constitutional rights, I will be on that corner that you should not have yours. Fine. However, if they have not committed a crime, innocent until proven guilty. Yep. No crime, no punishment. It's truly a hard issue. I certainly wouldn't want my schizophrenic Bill to have one. Well, this is the thing, though. You got to pick and choose, right? You can't say it's just such a slippery slope. I wouldn't want, Charles Manson or whoever, someone who is totally sick, to be able to go do those things. But again, you have to pick safety or freedom. You can't have both. And unfortunately, innocents are going to die. It's part of it, babe. Right? I mean, here's the thing. Did you know I could stop all car crashes forever?
By getting rid of the cars?
Outlaw the car.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, no, I am not running for anything. Tag for Congress. Yep. Who decides? See, towards joy and freedom. This is the issue. Who decides? Yep. I'm not voting for anyone anymore. Yep. Any label could be used to take all of your rights. See, Florida Mama Bear, this I think is the most important point. Once we agree to take that step, that it's not a right, it's a privilege.
Right.
Okay. Soon as we make that step, now we just got to push the line.
Yeah.
Now it's okay. So at first it was, schizophrenia was the first one.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's fine. All we're going to do, we're going to make sure people with schizophrenia can't have a gun.
Yep.
Everyone says, yeah. Okay. Now we're going to add
PTSD.
Whatever. Now we're going to add, now pretty quick because you have anxiety. Now pretty quick because you're depressed. Now pretty quick. And you don't even necessarily have to be. So let's say you go to the doctor, you're not feeling real good, and the doctor just puts on there, I think he's suffering from mild depression.
I think he's depressed.
Now you've lost your constitutional rights.
Yeah.
Bad. All bad. All bad.
You lose your pet or a family member, and all of a sudden now you've lost your.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I think I just missed a whole bunch of people. That's the problem. Who makes the call? You should never. Richard's talking, by the way. Who makes the call should never be anyone in Washington. They have already proven they are mentally ill. There's no call to make, Richard. This is the point. These are rights. They're given to us at birth. The Congress has no right to take them away. They are rights, right? It's not a privilege.
Yeah.
Right? And I think this is so important that we stand on this and say, hey, no. I'm not giving an inch on this line.
Right. Well, that's the thing. If you know your rights, if you know what you're entitled to, then you have to know the law in order to be able to fight for them.
Yeah, it's just dangerous. This whole thing is dangerous. And I think it was interesting he called me to ask this question. Johnny says Trump likes red flag law, and he said Klaus Schwab is doing a great job. Yeah, I'm not and Johnny, you'll know this because you've been on this channel a million times. I'm not the biggest Trump fan out there.
That's called the red flag law, right?
Yeah, I would rather have Trump than Biden by a long margin, but I'd rather have Mickey Mouse than Biden. But they're going to be able to tell you what you can and can't spend money on. I know, guys, it's so scary. The digital dollar, it's here. I'm telling you, they're going to make the banks the bad guys. And you watch all you guys see all these banks that are failing.
Yeah.
They're going to make the banks the bad guys. They're going to all wrap it up. They're going to nationalize the banking system. Not really even truly nationalize it because it'll be controlled by the Federal Reserve, which is a private company, but it will look nationalized at least. And off we run. Innocents go to jail all the time, unfortunately. Yeah. Only convicted criminals should be denied gun ownership. See, I think it's perfectly fine to say that, if, and this is an important topic too. So a convicted felon who, for whatever reason, they got convicted, they should have their Second Amendment rights removed. However, once they've paid their debt to society, their rights should be fully put back.
So once a murderer is out of prison, they should be able to carry a gun again?
I think they paid their debt to society. Maybe they shouldn't be out of prison. I mean, if they're in good enough shape to turn them back to the populace, why should they not get the rights back?
I guess there are. If they're going to do it, they're going to do it whether they have the right to do it or not, right? Mm-hmm. If you're going to kill somebody, if they're truly going to kill somebody, they're going to kill them if it's already illegal. So they're already doing it.
Milk and Honey Heritage says, what about serious mental therapy? Again, you're talking about definition there, Milk and Honey, right? Who decides?
Right. Well, I have a person that had lost their father, and when their father died, they had to have a prescription for, what was that? And Xanax. She had Xanax. Okay. And she was on it for a period of time to get over the fact that her dad died. And then it's not something that she's on all the time. She's not still on it, but there for a minute, there for that period, she was prescribed it and she did take it. So that would be, I think, isn't Xanax considered a mental health drug, right?
Yes, but does that mean that because they're on Xanax, they do not have the right to defend themselves? Let's put it that way.
Right.
And so let's get rid of the gun conversation.
And that means that because she was on it at one point in time, does that mean forever? Does that mean that she's now been labeled mental health for the rest of her life?
At what severity of mental illness does someone no longer have the right to defend themselves?
Right. You just be like, all right, well, just
crazy.
Do whatever.
If you give an inch, they'll take a mile. Scans girl say, this is what I'm talking about. You have a God-given right to defend yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, All American Preppers. See, I think this is the point that we got to really stand on it, even though it sucks because there's going to be people with serious issues who end up hurting somebody, and that sucks. And I wouldn't wish that on anyone, but I certainly would not exchange that to further go down for everybody and to further go down the road of slavery. Because guys, if they come and they can get the Second Amendment away, there's nothing left.
Right.
That's
There's no stopping them.
Nope.
Which is what the Second Amendment was about in the first place.
Yeah. Nostradamus says eventually you will lose your rights because you voted the wrong way, according to the admin in charge. Misuse is punishable. Drummondson Live, but maybe you were convicted of eating too much meat or not recognizing political correctness. A criminal convicted of what? Yes, Pack Rat. Exactly. That's why I use the word felon. But again, I guess that depends on the felony too. But I still think that once that nobody should lose those rights unless they go to prison, right? And if they go to prison, those rights should be restored once they've paid their debt to society. Now we can talk about the sentencing isn't harsh enough. We can talk about it's too harsh, whatever. That's fine. But once they've paid their debt to society, I don't see any reason why they shouldn't get their rights back. Having dealt with a person with paranoid schizophrenia and held at gunpoint, I had thought it was a good thing, but you have me thinking differently about it now.
Eesh.
Good, Rhonda, because again, that sucks. And I'm sorry that you dealt with that person. And I'm sorry that they held you with a gun. But the problem is, if we don't take a stand on this, let me back up. So that person should be punished for removing your constitutional rights. Right? Because when you're held captive, right, someone holds a gun to you, then there should be punishment in there. But again, once that punishment is gone, those rights should be returned. Those rights were given to us by God. And again, this is such a dangerous slope because I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to walk into a VA hospital as a veteran and I'm having a bad day. And they already think I'm combative because I question everything. So now that I'm combative and I question everything, now I can no longer own a gun anymore, or I no longer get my First Amendment. I no longer have the freedom of speech. Or I've waived the right to illegal search and seizure in the Fourth Amendment.
Yeah.
Now they can come into my house at any time they want without a warrant because I'm combative or whatever, word they want to use. Sorry, I blew right by him. I might just have to pick one spot. I don't know where I was. Someone in the family should step up and make sure Uncle Crazy doesn't get one. Not some bureaucrat. Oh, see, Gregory, this is a great point. Right? Why do we need the government to control it? Why don't we control it as people? Right? But again, I think you're still getting into, what is that? Is that a bird being eaten? Something was squealing out there.
Yeah, I don't know. What is that?
Yeah. I don't know. But at the end of the day, if they've committed no crime, there should be no punishment. In the common law, if there is no crime, there is no punishment. I agree. Laws for thee, but not for me. Yep. Right. Paid debt, 100% rights restored. Yeah, I think that. And, I've had a lot of people combat me on this point about giving convicted criminals their rights back. But here's the thing. If they serve their debt to the people, if they serve their debt to society, why would they not get their rights back? Remember, these rights were given to us by God. Right? They should get them back. Now, again, we can get into sentencing laws. We can get into all of that stuff, but let me see here. Love Runs Rampant says the gun problems are from criminals, not the people who get the license and follow the laws. Yeah, I don't, Love Runs Rampant. What's interesting about that is that statement's been said for many, many years. And although I agree with it 99%, I think there's a lot of people now who are kind of just starting not to follow the rules anymore. I mean, right. And they're saying things like, I'm not, I'm going to conceal carry and I'm not getting a concealed carry permit because I have that right that was given to me in the Constitution. So here's the thing. Does that make them a bad guy? It's super, super interesting. Super, super interesting. Spot on tag. If they are not in shape to be released back to the populace, they shouldn't be out of prison. And this is my point. Packrat, this is exactly my point. If they are good enough to go back to society, why are their rights not being returned? I don't get it.
Makes sense.
JB says, are they considering taking this up in the state of Kansas? I don't know. He called me to ask, and this is not super abnormal, guys. I get a lot of them who call me to ask my opinion because I'm opinionated. And I think they're starting to figure out pretty quick that there's a big group of people out there who are disenfranchised.
Yeah.
You know, who don't like the way things are and are becoming more and more vocal about it. And I'm super vocal about it, you know.
Well, and you're fair.
I try to be. The Constitution doesn't say anything about a license to bear arms. Okay, but does that then make him a criminal? Right? Because you got to. I think this is what gets into the sticky part. The Second Amendment is pretty clear. I never agreed with having to have a permit. Yep. I want a tank sitting in my front yard. I should be able to have one. I think that it's pretty simple that it says shall not be infringed, right?
Yeah.
And Johnny, if you can afford to go buy an M1 Abram, you know, knock yourself out. Now, here's the thing. The Constitution guarantees us choices. That we have the right to make choices, but it does not guarantee us against the consequences of our choices.
Mm-hmm.
And so if, you know, I'm going to go buy a tank and I blow something up, well, I'm going to go to prison and probably be executed and whatever, yeah. Right? You know, as it should be. Teach them self-defense class before getting out. If it's not able to fire a shell, says.
Yeah, see, I think you can have one if it's not able to fire a shell.
Yeah. You don't have to have a license to have a gun. Yep. Eagle, Utah does too. Xanax prescribed for anxiety. Rain Country Right messed up his taxes due to extenuating circumstances, branded for life. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I think it's a very dangerous road to go down that. You know, I think that our Second Amendment was given to us by God. I think our First Amendment was given to us by God. I think that these rights were given to us by our Creator, as it says, and they're rights. They're not privileges, and they can't be taken away. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Life with Mike and Jen. And this is such a great point. And this gets into the weeds right here, but I love this, Jen. I think there's a difference between violent felons and someone who wrote bad checks. Mm-hmm. Okay, there is. So what's the next line? So tell me where the line is. Is it just violent felons? Right? What about drug dealers? Right? The point is you can keep whittling that line, but at some point somebody has to choose.
Drug dealers felons?
Oh, sure.
Oh.
Sure, it could be. But the fact of the matter is you could be speeding going 120 miles an hour in a 55 and get a felony. Should you lose your rights?
They would, most important,
they're going to go to jail for sure. And when you're gone, when you're in jail, obviously you don't have any rights, right? But I think the point is who gets to decide, right? If you have the wrong tag on your car, that is a felony. Like I said, a felon should have the right to defend his family. I agree. Miley says, tag born in a corporation like that, or born in a corporation and later became that way. Who owned that right and right over you? PJ's Urban Garden says, my husband worded it, so what did you do today? It would tick me off. Yeah, I'm like, look around, the house is clean, laundry's done, dinner's ready, and all the kids are alive and accounted for. Hang in there, PJ. You know, maybe your husband doesn't mean it mean. I mean, maybe what he's really saying is, hey, baby, what'd you do today? You know, like
maybe he's being like, well, I don't see you did.
God, baby, that's really not how guys are. You guys are so self-conscious, and you guys take that stuff like it's mean, but maybe he's just saying, hey, baby, what's up? What'd you do today? Were you productive today? Right? I think you guys just take it all wrong. Jen says, I agree with your point. Reckless endangerment. Yeah, I think it's very dangerous. Then said he unto them, but now he that hath a purse, let him take it, and likewise his scrip. And he that hath no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one. Yep. If you shoot a drone down in your own property in Oregon, it's a felony. Yeah.
Oh.
That person shouldn't have any constitutional rights, right? Child support missed over $1,000 in Kentucky is a felony. See?
Oh, wow.
So should they lose their rights that were given to them? Right?
Over $1,000
mm-hmm.
is a felony.
Yeah. Nostradamus says, we're happy if we come home and the house is still there. Then just say, hey, how was your day?
Hey, how was your day?
But the question wasn't, how was your day towards joy and freedom?
It was, were you productive?
It was, were you productive? Or in the other person's case, what'd you do today? Maybe they want to know really what they did today.
How productive were you?
So we have to sugarcoat our question because you girls are sensitive? Is that how it works?
Were you productive today?
Oh, I felt today was pretty okay. Some days are better than others. See, did you guys see how I took no offense to that? Like I took no offense.
Yeah. My typical response is, well, I just sat around eating bonbons all day.
When I didn't mean it like that at all, How did your day go might work better, except that wasn't my question.
He doesn't want to know how my day went. He wants to know if I was productive.
No. And in fact, in the conversation, I'm sure how was your day would come up. And had I asked how was your day, we'd be talking about how was your day. But the question that was asked was, were you productive?
You don't want to know how it went. You wanted to know if I got something done.
Oh, Nostradamus says, sometimes it's best to put the shovel down and stop digging. That would make my ex-daughter-in-law a felon almost every month. I should tell my son to move to Kentucky. Yeah. So run around naked with a sword, Mrs. Rain? Maybe that's how she got the blisters. Laws and rules are all mixed up now. Yes, they are. Yes, B, that's it.
Yeah.
You're just trying to get yourself in trouble. How's that couch downstairs? Do you pick out a comfy one? Oh, yeah. My couch is rock. Monte Cristo for dinner here. Actually, you guys know something? One of the things I love about my wife the most is we can talk about anything. She actually really don't get too upset. Most time, like this conversation or whatever, it's fine. I wish she could figure out, though, that I really don't mean anything by it. And really all I'm doing is just conversation. And it's just the way that I know how to communicate. It's what I've been doing my whole life. I don't mean nothing by it. Well, if you have enough guns and swords on you, they can be the clothes. Oh. Yeah. Do you know Biden is running your live stream? The world is upside down. Yeah, right.
Right.
Right. Eric, how are you, man? Porterhouse and Teal is here tonight. How are you? Yep, here's your shovel tag. Yeah, I know. Maybe I should just stop digging, but I just really don't mean anything by it. And I wish that she would say, oh, I was productive, or oh, I had one of those days. I, worked all day, didn't get anything done, or didn't get anything accomplished. Tomorrow's a new day, cheers. In fact, never mind. Where are we at here? Let me see. Swords next to your junk is a no-no. Yeah. That's salesman talk. Short and to the point, results driven. Riley, thank you. Thank you. It's just the way I talk.
Yes.
And I ask all kinds of people that question. I used to tell my sales guys when I was in the business all the time that the single most important question they could ask themselves every single day at the end of the day is, am I proud of my effort? I never asked them to say, hey, am I proud of the number of sales I got? Or, hey, am I proud of any of that? It was always, am I proud of my effort? And, my goal every day is to be proud of what I put out, not necessarily what I got accomplished. Right. Did I try hard that day? And,
are there days that you just don't try hard?
Yeah, there's actually days where I'm like, I could have done so much more.
And it has nothing to do with other people?
Sometimes it's just me, there's days I get up, I'm super motivated, and I'll all day long. And then there's days I have to push myself all day long because I'm unmotivated. I do it either way. Like there's never a day being unmotivated stops me from going to work. But there are days, I'm looking for reasons to take a break. I'm looking for a reason to sit in my chair. I'm looking for reasons to watch YouTube. I'm looking for reasons to do those things. And then there's other days, like you can't stop me. And it's all just in your head.
I called you for dinner and you didn't even answer.
I didn't hear the phone. I had it on silent. Anyway. Are we making money on this homestead, or are we losing money or being productive?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know I can tease because from what I can see, you have a rock solid relationship and are fitted for each other. That humor is part of the dance. Oh yeah. I love my wife with everything I got in me, even though she's, jumps to conclusions way too much.
Oh yeah, that's it.
My wife is always productive. She is the tractor with me much of the day.
Oh, that's what I should say. I should say always.
But that's
When
not true though. If you were to tell me always, I would say bullshit.
Because you don't think I'm always productive?
No, you're not always productive. Neither am I.
Come on now.
Some days are better than others.
Yes, but
And some days
you're always moving forward.
That's
though,
not what
right?
I mean. Bethany, there are jobs that should take an hour. You take 4 hours.
No kidding. That happens all the time.
That's not being
That
productive.
means not being productive?
Correct. In my book.
Well, that happens every day.
It's the same thing for me. I have jobs that take me way longer than they should.
Yep.
Because I run into whatever happens to be. And I always try to think about, okay, how do I make that job quicker next time?
Oof.
What did I learn from that job? If I just did this, I wouldn't have to pick that shovel up twice. I can only pick it up once. If I stop what I'm doing right now and I go get that box of screws, I won't have to get up from the ground to go get it in a minute when I run out of screws because I only have 5 in my hand. Like I'm always trying to think how to save that step, how to be productive. This is why I ran businesses, like apparently. B's like, oh.
Yeah, I'm like, how is it that you can forget how to turn on the hot water then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Porterhouse says, I meant to say he is running ads. Oh, no, at the start of my live stream. Really? Biden's running ads on my live stream. Yeah. Chris White says 550 miles a day, 6 days a week. Productive?
Productive.
Well, that's how you make your living. I would say that's super productive.
That's a long haul.
My question I would ask you, Chris White, is that where you want to be spending your energy? Right? Hey, what up? You say begging for money. Ha ha ha. Yeah, right. Yeah. Actually, on a molecular level, I am quite busy. Yeah, finishing a job, productive. It's not quitting. Finishing a job equals productive. It's not quitting. But I see country for sure. Don't get mad at me here. I think I disagree with you. I think that I can do a job and be unproductive, and I can do a job and be productive. I can go build a fence and I get 50 feet done today. I had a fairly unproductive day. I just didn't go for me today. At the same time, I could build 1,500 feet today and be super proud of what I got done that day. Do I look at that wrong? There are no absolutes. Always and never are BS. Yep. Sometimes productivity is 90% improvising. Sometimes. Haha, you're speaking my language, brother. My wife and I have the same conversations. And guys, I mean it. I totally don't mean it bad towards B. I don't at all. I just don't. It's just, I don't know how we got back to this topic, but pretty cool. Heck no, she says. Yep, because I think that's another part about being productive is, are we spending our energy capital, and you guys have heard me talk about this on my channel so many times. Energy capital is way more valuable than money. Way more valuable. Are we spending our energy capital productively? I think to myself all the time, is this where I want to spend this energy?
Yeah.
Right? All the time.
I should have not moved the chicken tractor.
Why?
I should have not used my energy to do that.
Why?
Because now I'm hurting.
So was that energy well spent?
No. Because I could have had you help me.
How long did it take you to move it?
15 minutes.
How long would it have taken you and me to move it?
5.
Okay, 10 minutes. And you wouldn't be sore. This is what I'm talking about. Being productive, right? Working smart all along the way.
Yeah.
And did you do a job in the way that you don't have to go back? Oh, this is good too, Pat.
Oh, right.
We never have time to do it right, but somehow there's always time to do it twice.
Oh, wow. Ouch.
No, this is important. That's a super good point, Packrat. Super good point. She told me at the first Self-Reliance Festival that you spoke at in the hoodie and shorts. You're that guy in the hoodie, just had 10 years in the system instead of 20 plus had. Yeah, I'm the guy in the shorts. It was weird talking in shorts, by the way.
Yeah, because I was
I'd
like,
never done
you
that.
wore that?
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, why not? More shorts.
For me, now that I don't answer the phone as I did when I had a sewing business, I now get far more done with my time.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm hurting. Good night, going to bed. Tamara, good night. Gregory says time management. I would caption that energy management. When I was younger, Gregory, in my career in business, I used to look at it as time management. And I was always trying to manage the clock. And somewhere in there, I learned to spend more of my time managing my energy. And that's the way I prefer to do it.
Yep.
No right or no wrong. But when you get old, productivity varies. Some days you can scratch the itch, and some days you just itch. The 20 plus you had, Tag. Yeah, I had 25 years. I'm glad it's over.
Are you?
I miss it sometimes. I don't miss the only piece I miss of it is I miss the chase. Because what they would say to me is, hey, we need $30 million, go get it.
Yeah.
Can you have it by July?
Yeah.
You
don't miss the troops.
Oh yeah, the troops I totally miss. But I don't miss the politics.
Yeah.
I don't miss the beating my head up against a wall.
I don't miss you complaining. Not really complaining, but just I remember when you were trying to do a, I don't know, proposal of some kind, and they were like, no, you have to change it. And you're like, change it, and then change it, and then change it, and then change it, and change it. And then you're like, just tell me what you want me to write.
Right.
Oh, and then you're like, why didn't you just say that?
Yep.
And then it's like.
Still Ross says, heck, I'm proud when I can manage to get out of bed in the morning without sounding like a bowl of Rice Krispies.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to blow by. That cart will drag it. I must have missed that. That cart will drag it. As you get older and crippled, you learn how to save steps in everything you do. See, Richard, this is what I'm talking about right here. Like I'm thinking, like when I'm out in the shop, I was in the shop all day today, right?
Yeah.
So when I'm headed back to the wood shop, is there a tool I could pick up and put away? So that I'm always going with something in my hands and I'm always returning with what I need.
Yeah.
It's about being,
Yeah.
And I'm sure you do that in the house, don't you?
Yeah. If you're going upstairs, take the
grab something.
basket.
Right. Let me see here. Busy day. Eyelids drooping. You all have a good night. RN, sorry I didn't help you anymore with your turnips. I have no idea. Hey, Vicky Poland, how are you?
Yeah.
B doesn't have to be productive. She's on vacation. That's right.
Yeah. Right.
Now that would be a correct answer.
Yeah, I'm gonna remember that.
Right? Are you productive today?
I'm on vacation. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you for coming tonight. I needed your help.
That's actually a good answer.
That puts the end of a 18-year-long stab. Yeah.
But I will reply, well, was your vacation productive?
It doesn't have to be.
I got a call yesterday from an old customer in the healthcare industry. Man, I miss it, especially being the guy everyone looked to for the answers.
Yeah.
It's hard to walk away.
But if you still have the answers, then you can help your community.
Milk and Honey says you can still wear a tie tag with your t-shirt and shorts. You know what?
That's true.
One of these days, Milk and Honey, you guys are going to show up to a live. I'm going to be in a full suit just for fun. I'll do it. Yeah,
in the live?
Yeah, why not? It'd be fun.
Put your brioche on.
Yeah, I'll put my brownie on and, it'd be funny. Poultry for life. Good night. Office politics suck. Yeah, I hated them. Kevin always wants to talk about creating efficient process and energy audit.
Oh, my goodness.
Me and Kevin got to spend more time together.
I'm sorry. I am sorry.
Oh, that's just awesome. That is so awesome. I totally like the conversation about creating efficient process and energy audits.
That's what it's towards joy. You're working towards it, and then you're like, bam, and you're like.
So you said without Kevin's creating efficient processes and energy audit, it'd be at Joy and Freedom?
Yeah. Got
it. Tag, you got a new hat. What's the name? I don't have a new hat. Freeman hat. Before he comes in for the day, put your beach stuff on. If you greeted me at the door in a bikini every time I came home.
I'm in the yard in the bikini. What's wrong? Come up and see me. Help me throw hay.
I got my own stuff to do.
Yeah, well, you want to see the bikini? It's working. You need to come up and help.
Now you have less meetings that should been an email, little political gamesmanship, and less consensus building before you go off and accomplish a thing. I know you don't miss that from corporate. No, I do not. Got a swarm call for tomorrow night, guys. Love this channel. Love Roads Ramp, but thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Y'all inspired me. I may put on the slacks, loafers, and a jacket and go plant a fruit tree. Shoot a video and send it to me, and I'll put it on the video. I'll put it on one of my videos.
You might
That'd be
as well, 'cause
hilarious.
You can't write it off on your taxes.
Towards Joy Freedom says yes.
Yeah.
That's why it's towards. Oh, that's so funny. After 30 years, I do miss driving dump trucks and big trucks. Just don't miss the nonsense drivers have to deal with every single day. Yeah. Johnny says bikinis distract men from being productive. Oh, I see what she was saying. Miley says the hat is productive man.
Oh, instead of free man, busy man, productive.
Yeah, you know what? I need to make one that just says production manager and just leave it at that. No one will get it but you and me.
Yeah.
You don't think that's funny?
Yeah.
I think that's funny.
Yeah, it's about right too. Yeah. And then I can have one that says crew.
Right. Let me see here.
We'll get 45 crew hats.
Don't do that. Oh, sorry, that wasn't to me. And everyone in the chat. I must have missed it up there. I don't know what, and everyone in the chat. Heidi was talking to him, but I must have missed that combo. All right, let me see what else I got. I think I got through a lot of it. Let me just look here to be sure. I still can't believe the 5743. That just blows me away. Maybe I'm entertained by the silliest things. Oh, there she goes. And she says everybody in the chat will get it. The hat. Production manager.
Yes.
Yeah. I need to get a production manager hat, and I need to send one to
Yours, Ben's
towards Joy and Freedom. Sorry, Rain Country. I'm slow apparently tonight.
Not very productive.
Yeah. Here's something else I want to talk to you guys about real quick, and then this will be it, and we'll go.
Okay.
So I don't know if Bobby Spags is in here, but if you are, Bobby, pipe in. But so I was contacted by the Self-Reliance Festival in Tennessee, and then obviously Kentucky Sustainable Living and the Midwest Preparedness Project. We're trying to figure out how to work together to help more people, to reach more people, to bring more people to the events. And I would love, if any of you guys have any ideas, you can email me if you don't want to say it here. Tag nb@lifedonefree.com. But I'd love the input. I'm going to meet with John and Nicole from SRF and the Midwest Preparedness team, and hopefully the Kentucky team and some of these other ones, to figure out how is it we can do better as far as getting more people out? How is it we can do better about, linking all of these communities together?
If they're all at different times, maybe you can do like if you want people to come to all of them, you can do is there 3?
Mm-hmm.
Do buy 2, get the third one free. Like the third, not tuition, but what is the cover would be included.
Yeah, I was thinking like the Great American Prepper Tour, the Great American Self-Sufficiency Tour, and figure out a way maybe we can
the freedom.
Yeah, something. But it's not so much about that. It's really about whether people come to all of them, some of them or none of them. Really, just how do we get more people involved?
Okay.
Right, because
Well, yeah, getting the word out there is the best part about it, because if you don't know about it, you can't go.
Yep. Milk and Honey said, come to the Pacific Northwest. I'd love to come to the Pacific Northwest. I've never spoken out there, and I would love to. If there was an event out there, I would be happy to. That's beautiful country out there. Me and B took the Alaskan cruise and spent some time up in the Pacific Northwest before we got on the cruise, and it was,
muggy.
Yeah, it was awesome. I loved it though. Beautiful country.
Yeah. It was a city. We were in the city though. There was a lot of hustle.
Yeah. Yeah. Chris White says post schedules everywhere. Yeah, that's obviously something we can do better at, and do better at communicating. But anyway, I think it would be advanced schedule announced. Yeah, that would be good.
And if the classes were all different, if they weren't all about wood milling, if they were different items.
Email schedules at the beginning of the year. Yeah, maybe create an email list to be a good place to start, right? Because there's, it's funny, all of these different events have their own lists. Maybe if we compiled them all together. Oh. And then worked on communicating in one effort instead of 3 efforts.
Didn't somebody else you knew had so like through FreeSteading, there's a community where you can yoke up.
Didn't somebody else have a website
You're
where
talking about Freedom Cells?
community could yoke up?
Yeah, you're talking about Freedom Cells, Derek Bros. Yeah, and him and I have been talking about how to leverage both FreeSteading and Freedom Cells to do more good.
Well, just to get these events out there. posting all of those on his stuff too.
Back crack cracks me up.
Yeah, he's a funny one.
Maybe make a hat that says "Outstanding in my field" for all those hopeful farmers in our group who would love to be outstanding in their field.
Outstanding in their field.
Maybe with a hay fork on one side. I like that.
Outstanding in our field.
What's
your field?
Wheat. I definitely share wherever I can. Yeah, free gifts and a meal. Wade water to get there. Laugh out loud. More prizes.
We've tried that.
Yeah, we've done all kinds of things with prizes. You know what's crazy about it? Going from no prizes to prizes had an impact. But going from, $5,000 in prizes to $8,000 made almost no impact. To $10,000 made almost no impact.
Yeah.
And so I think the return's small. HOA has closed on Friday night. General Saturday, Sunday, not good. There's a lot of people with channels. Maybe they can help share about it. Yeah, we try to share it all over, but the idea is, I think Vicky hit it right here on the head. She said, isn't the idea to create more communities across the country? Not everyone trying to get everyone going to all of the events. We need to be more productive in building our local communities. 100% agree. And that, the Kentucky one's the new one. They mentioned the Pacific Northwest. I would come up and speak to the Pacific Northwest. We would love more communities. The problem is, how do we get them going without us getting together, right? And I think, my experience at the Self-Reliance Festival and Vicky, and even at the Midwest Preparedness Festival is, I've pushed people to go build communities, and they went and done exactly that. And so I don't know how to get more of these little communities to come up without getting together to try to encourage people to go build community, Homesteading of America has special classes on Fridays and then general classes Saturdays and Sunday. I don't think that's good. A lot of those classes are also costly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've tried at Midwest Preparedness Project to keep it free the whole time. We've never charged for a class, never charged for an entry, none of those things.
Well, yeah, no.
We make enough money to put it on by doing, by selling opportunity tickets and prizes and things like that. But I've met people being prepared in some of the strangest places. Yeah, I agree. Well, this will be a good thing to think about. You guys think about it. If there's something I can do, let me know. But I'd love to see more community grow. Let me see. Towards Joy and Freedom says we are trying to use FreeSteading to meet people here in the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, wonderful. And you know what? Towards Joy and Freedom, my prayer for you is that someday you'll be joy and freedom. But in the meantime, you know what? If you get a community up there, if we can figure out an event, I know all kinds of speakers. I know all kinds of people we could get to come. And put on something. I would, like I said, I would absolutely travel. See, Milk and Honey says, I'm working with a local farmers market hub that just started near me. So excited. Social media is so balkanized now since diaspora. What is that word? Diaspora? From Facebook. The local homesteading groups are still on Facebook in my area. Others that I don't use as much but have eyes are Discord, Telegram, Nostr, and me. We have never even been on Nostr. How do we bring all of this back to one platform and go local from there? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to do it. We thought that by creating FreeSteading that would help, but it really hasn't. And I'm not dogging FreeSteading. It's done fine. There's 17 or 18,000 people on there, which is great. But I think people love their Facebook. We had our first community event this past weekend, unplanned. We started a farm stand on our property in March and started giving garden tours. Cool.
Nice.
Just to help our neighbor. Yep. Cool. All right, babe. What do you got? What's your final words for today? What did we talk about?
Mine was going to be hard times with the mental health and the, to the depression and the isolation and the needing to turn it around and do more help to self and others. That's the thing, that there will always be others. So if you need to do what you can for yourself, but always also do what you can for others.
Yeah, I think what's interesting, babe, about all of that is I think at the end of the day we get to choose, right?
Sure.
And if we choose to be positive, right, in what we do, and we choose, I'm gonna take a jab right here, right, and we choose to be productive and be proud of what we did every day, right, and we recognize that everyone's at a different place in their journey, and to just celebrate whatever that place is. I think we'll do fine.
Yeah, but we have to make a conscious effort to do that. That's a bug that
Well, of
just
course.
flew in the window.
Of course.
We have to all make a conscious effort to do that. And not it's easy to be depressed and to stay in the dumps.
Yes.
Sorry.
I would actually argue it's much harder to be depressed and stay in the dumps.
I don't know. It seems like we know a lot of people that go there and stay there. So
yeah, but it's harder. That's hard. Being depressed is hard. Being in a bad mood is hard. It's much easier to be in a good mood.
Lay in bed.
It's much easier to be in a better mood. I've experienced both of those, and I'd much rather just be happy and skipping along.
Well, sure.
So
you have to. That's the thing, though. That's it. You have to be the one to do that. And if you can't do it for yourself, then do it for somebody else. Do it for, I can't get out of bed because I'm depressed. Oh, here, let me do it for Susie who needs this basket.
Well, I think if what your point is be the example, I think I can buy into that.
Be the example. Be the producer.
Yeah, be productive.
That's where we went with that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Productive.
We're going to get out of here today. It was cool, man. I really enjoyed the live tonight, and thanks for everybody that was involved. And we'll do it again on Friday, and I'll do my best to get some videos out. But with Midwest preparedness and grid down and all my stuff, I just haven't had a lot of time. Company. But we'll work on it for sure. And I guess until then, hold the line, don't give an inch, right?
Be out.
Tag out. See you guys. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thanks for coming.